और TV9 नेटवर्क के ऑटो 9 अवार्ड्स में आप सभी का भी बहुत स्वागत है। यह अवार्ड है ऑटो सेक्टर का, उनके इनोवेशन को सलाम करने का, पैसेंजर सेफ्टी से लेकर फ्यूल एफिशिएंसी और अब इन्वायरमेंटल रिस्पांसिबिलिटीज तक को अपनी स्ट्रैटेजीज में शामिल करने का। साल 2025 ऑटो इंडस्ट्री के लिए शानदार रहा। कई नई कार, उनके वेरिएंट्स, नए मैन्युफैक्चरर भारतीय मार्केट में आए, नए फ्री ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट हुए और ईवी सेक्टर ने एक नई रफ्तार पकड़ी। TV9 नेटवर्क के इस पहले ऑटो 9 अवार्ड में हमारे साथ होंगी ऑटो सेक्टर की दिग्गज हस्तियां, एक्सपर्ट्स की खास ज्यूरी जो तय करेगी साल 2025 में लॉन्च हुए 2 व्हीलर और 4 व्हीलर्स में से किसका डिजाइन, किसकी टेक्नोलॉजी बेहतर बनी, कौन सी है साल 2025 की बेस्ट कार, बेस्ट बाइक और बहुत सी तमाम कैटेगरीज। तो अब मैं बुलाना चाहूंगा TV9 नेटवर्क के MD और CEO वरुण दास जी को, जो आकर TV9 नेटवर्क के ऑटो 9 अवार्ड्स का अपना विजन साझा करें। सर प्लीज कम।
Good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome. If I ask you how much do humans love to drive? A lot, apparently. If one were to take all the distance that we drive every year, then it would be like circling the earth how many times? Any guesses? Well, I'm told that it's about 10 million times. That's about 30 trillion kilometers. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TV9 Network's Auto 9 Award. Let me start by welcoming our chief guest today, the Honorable Union Minister of Road Transport and Highways, Shri Nitin Gadkari ji. The man responsible for ensuring that driving in India isn't just fun and safe, but also vital to moving the economy itself. The realization is evident in the world-class road network that Mr. Gadkari is building across India. He's building nearly 35 kilometers of roads every day, and these roads are playing a vital role in accelerating India's growth. This is the multiplier effect that often doesn't get the attention it deserves. So thank you, sir, for driving India's mobility revolution. I also extend my warm welcome to the leaders from the automotive industry and all other friends gathered here today. I think it would be no exaggeration to say that the world as we know today would not be possible without the existence of the automotive industry. We would still be riding horses, distances would be formidable, societies would be isolated, resources scattered, economic output stunted, the world poor. The modern world rides on the power of the automotive industry. Take India, for instance. Nearly half our manufacturing GDP comes from automobiles. That's more than 7% of the overall GDP. The automobile industry, including manufacturing, components, logistics, and services, provides 37 million direct and indirect jobs. 15% of the GST collections come from automobiles. It is because of the innovation and relentless energy of this industry and its leaders that India today produces more than 31 million vehicles annually, including 5 million passenger vehicles, 24 million two-wheelers, and 1 million each of CVs and three-wheelers. That makes India the world's 4th largest producer and the 3rd largest market. As you are aware, TV9 Network's Auto 9 Award are meant to honor the extraordinary achievements of this phenomenal industry. Today we spotlight and honor great products, great ideas, innovations, and people. When we recognize and celebrate excellence, we set the stage for even more impactful innovations. The global auto industry is already experimenting with breakthrough technologies like autonomous cars and connected cars. You can already hail a driverless taxi in the US. Different fuel options are also emerging, from hydrogen fuel cells to synthetic e-fuels. In fact, tomorrow's mobility may not be tied to the road at all. Flying cars, drone-based personal mobility, personal jetpacks are all within the realm of the possibilities. Given that sophisticated software and artificial intelligence will be at the core of these innovations, India has a great opportunity to emerge as a leader in shaping the future of mobility. But the auto industry is not just about glitzy cars and bikes. In fact, commercial vehicles and mass transport systems like trucks and buses are also witnessing tremendous innovation. Ultimately, it is these innovations that define what kind of future we create for humanity, a future that is prosperous and sustainable. Today, I salute the men and women driving India's automotive industry and look forward to be inspired by the stories of their innovations and achievements. Gadkari sir, thank you once again for your exemplary leadership and passion. Namaskar, Jai Hind.
थैंक यू सर। तो इन अवार्ड्स, इन ऑनर्स को पाने वाले कौन हैं, इस पर जाने से पहले स्वागत कीजिए भारत के रोड, ट्रांसपोर्ट और हाईवेज मिनिस्टर श्री नितिन गडकरी जी का, जिन्होंने न सिर्फ सड़कों और हाईवे बल्कि भारत के ऑटोमोबाइल सेक्टर की कायाकल्प कर दी है।
तेजी से विकास की तरफ बढ़ता भारत और मंजिल की तरफ भारत को ले जा रही हैं सड़कें। जहां भारत के रास्ते कभी खराब और धूल भरे हुआ करते थे, लेकिन आज देश एक दूसरे के और करीब आ रहा है। भारत का रोड नेटवर्क दुनिया के सबसे बड़े नेटवर्क में से एक है और इसके पीछे है विजन एक ऐसे शख्स का जिसने चुनौतियों को लक्ष्य माना। चाहे देश की राजधानी दिल्ली को आर्थिक राजधानी मुंबई से सिर्फ 12 घंटे में जोड़ देने का प्लान हो, या नॉर्थ ईस्ट के दूर दराज इलाकों को मुख्य धारा से जोड़ना, एक चेहरे ने भारत के रोड ट्रांसपोर्ट की कायाकल्प कर दी। जो शख्स कभी मुंबई का फ्लाईओवर किंग, महाराष्ट्र का हाईवे मैन माना जाता था, पिछले 10 साल में उन्हीं की निगरानी में देश में 90,000 किलोमीटर के हाईवे और 60,000 किलोमीटर के नए हाईवे बन गए हैं, जो न सिर्फ पहले से तेज बल्कि सुरक्षित भी हैं। ग्रीन मोबिलिटी, ई हाईवे जैसे शब्द जो कभी अमेरिका और यूरोप के विकसित देशों में इस्तेमाल होते थे, अब भारत के हाईवे ग्रीन हो रहे हैं, इलेक्ट्रिक हो रहे हैं, और वो भी रिकॉर्ड तेजी से। मजबूत इरादे, बड़ा विजन और बेबाक राय। केंद्रीय रोड ट्रांसपोर्ट एंड हाईवे मिनिस्टर नितिन गडकरी की यही पहचान है। आज तरक्की की रफ्तार न केवल तेज है बल्कि सुरक्षित भी। न केवल यात्री बल्कि कारोबार भी भारत की रगों में दौड़ रहा है।
एक बार तालियां हो जाएं। और अब मैं स्टेज पर आमंत्रित करना चाहूंगा माननीय मंत्री श्री नितिन गडकरी जी को, और मैं बुलाना चाहूंगा TV9 ग्रुप के होल टाइम डायरेक्टर हेमंत शर्मा जी को, वो मंच पर आए और गडकरी जी का स्वागत करें। और साथ ही में TV9 नेटवर्क के MD और CEO मिस्टर वरुण दास जी भी, उनसे भी मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा सर, आप प्लीज स्वागत करें। और अब मैं अपने सहयोगी दिनेश गौतम को स्टेज पर बुलाना चाहूंगा। मेरे सीनियर कॉलीग दिनेश जी मंच पर आए और गडकरी जी के विजन को जाने उनसे। ओवर टू यू सर।
थैंक यू सो मच गौरव। और माननीय मंत्री जी, एक बार फिर से आपका बहुत स्वागत। अपने व्यस्त समय में से आपने हमारे साथ कुछ बांटने के लिए समय निकाला, इसके लिए एक बार पुनः आपका आभार। और यहाँ जब ऑटो इंडस्ट्री के तमाम दिग्गज बैठे हुए हैं, सबसे पहले तो उन दिग्गजों के अंदर कितना एक्साइटमेंट है माननीय मंत्री जी को बोलते सुनने के लिए, ये उनकी तालियां बतानी चाहिए। एक बार आपकी तालियों से वो टोन सेट होनी चाहिए जिसमें आप मंत्री जी को बोलते हुए सुनना चाहते हैं। नितिन गडकरी जी, आपको तो कई बार मिरेकल करने वाले मंत्री के तौर पर जाना गया, बोला गया, लेकिन आज जब यहाँ ऑटो इंडस्ट्री से जुड़े हुए दिग्गज मौजूद हैं, सबसे पहली बात, महत्वपूर्ण बात, आप उनसे क्या कहना चाहते हैं?
देखिए, ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री हमारे इकोनॉमी का ग्रोथ इंजन है। ये इंडस्ट्री है जो रेवेन्यू के रूप में, जीएसटी के रूप में सबसे ज़्यादा रेवेन्यू स्टेट और सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट को देती है। ये इंडस्ट्री है जो सबसे ज़्यादा एक्सपोर्ट करती है। यही इंडस्ट्री है कि जिसने अभी तक 4.5 करोड़ जॉब्स क्रिएट किए हैं। और मैं सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट बात ये बताना चाहूँगा कि इसकी जो ग्रोथ हो रही है वो इतनी तेज़ी से हो रही है कि ये लोग भी शायद इमेजिनेशन के बाहर हैं, क्योंकि हिंदुस्तान ये फास्टेस्ट ग्रोइंग इकोनॉमी है और प्रधानमंत्री जी का ये मिशन है कि हम वर्ल्ड में 3rd लार्जेस्ट इकोनॉमी बने। और आज ही IMF ने हमारी जीडीपी ग्रोथ को 7.4% एक्सपेक्ट किया है, बढ़ाया और कुछ। तो मुझे लगता है कि सबसे बड़ा ग्रोथ इंजन ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री है। और मैं आपको एक बात बता दूं कि हमारी सरकार जब आई 2014 में, मोदी जी प्रधानमंत्री बने, तो इंडस्ट्रीज का साइज तब उस समय 15 लाख करोड़ था। तब हम 7वें नंबर पे थे और आज ये परिस्थिति है कि हम 22 लाख करोड़ की इंडस्ट्री बने हैं और हमारा वर्ल्ड में नंबर 3रा है। अभी हमने जापान को भी पीछे डाला है और हम 3rd नंबर पर आए हैं। पहले नंबर पर यूएसए है 79 लाख करोड़, फिर चाइना है 49 लाख करोड़ और हमें 22 लाख करोड़। और मेरी विश्वास है और इन सब के ऊपर भरोसा है कि ये जिस प्रकार से काम कर रहे हैं, तो मैं ये डिक्लेरेशन नहीं कर रहा हूँ, ये उद्दिष्ट है, टारगेट है कि इन लोगों ने अगर काम किया और ये कर रहे हैं और जिस प्रकार के इनोवेशन, टेक्नोलॉजी, रिसर्च कर रहे हैं, हम 5 साल में लगभग 1 नंबर पर पहुंचने की कोशिश करेंगे, इतना राइज होगा। इसके 2 इम्पॉर्टेंट कारण हैं। हिंदुस्तान में स्किल्ड मैन पावर अवेलेबल है। दूसरी बात, जो स्क्रैपिंग पॉलिसी के कारण हमने बड़े प्रमाण पर, अब स्क्रैपिंग पॉलिसी सक्सेसफुल हुई है और बड़े प्रमाण पर स्क्रैपिंग चल रहा है, जिसके कारण एल्यूमिनियम, कॉपर, प्लास्टिक, रबर, सब स्क्रैपिंग मटेरियल बहुत सस्ता मिलेगा। कुछ प्रेशियस मेटल्स भी है, जिससे हमारी कॉस्टिंग ऑटोमोबाइल कंपोनेंट्स की काफ़ी कम होगी। दूसरी तरफ वॉल्यूम बढ़ने के कारण भी कॉस्ट कम होगी और तीसरी टेक्नोलॉजी के कारण भी कम हो रही। तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है आज मुझे बताते हुए खुशी हो रही है कि ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री में एग्रीकल्चर इक्विपमेंट एंड कंस्ट्रक्शन इक्विपमेंट, ये भी, इनका भी राइज बहुत बड़ा है। और आने वाले समय में अल्टरनेटिव फ्यूल, बायोफ्यूल, इलेक्ट्रिक, एथेनॉल, मेथेनॉल, बायोडीजल, LNG, CNG और हाइड्रोजन, मैं भी हाइड्रोजन की गाड़ी में आया, मैं इसका प्रचार करता हूँ ताकि अल्टरनेटिव फ्यूल और बायोफ्यूल हमारा भविष्य है। आज 22 लाख करोड़ रुपए का फॉसिल फ्यूल हम इंपोर्ट कर रहे हैं और जबकि हमारे देश के इकोनॉमी से इतना पैसा बाहर जा रहा है। तो इंपोर्ट सब्स्टिट्यूट, कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव, पोल्यूशन फ्री और इंडिजिनियस। अब रही बात रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस की, तो अभी हम लोग ये जो हमारे जो कैफ़े नॉर्म्स हैं, कैफ़े नॉर्म्स, एक अभी मैं कैबिनेट से हमारे मिनिस्टर, पावर मिनिस्टर से बात हुई, वो मुझे 2-4 दिन में फाइल भेजेंगे और हम लोग 8 दिन में फाइनल करेंगे। हमने बस कोड फाइनल कर दिया, अब बसेस OEM बनाएगी और हम ये जो हथौड़ा छाप जो है उसको बंद कर देंगे, क्योंकि हम अब लोग मर रहे हैं, हम इसके साथ कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ नहीं करेंगे। ट्रक के लिए भी हमने कोड लाया है और मैं ये मानता हूँ कि इनोवेशन, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, साइंस, टेक्नोलॉजी, research skilled and successful practices, we name it as knowledge. And conversion of knowledge into wealth is the future. And automobile industry is such a unique example. By continuous research and innovation, the way in which they are invented the technology of world standard, 100% मैं बिलीव करता हूँ कि जो बड़े बड़े ब्रांड्स हैं आज, मैं नाम नहीं लेता उनके, जो अपने ब्रांड्स उधर बना रहे, कोई जर्मनी में बना रहे, कोई जापान में बनाते हैं, कोई और कहीं बना रहे हैं, वो सेम प्रोडक्ट इंडिया में अगर बनाएंगे तो उनका प्रोडक्शन कॉस्ट मेरे अंदाज से 20 से 30% कम आएगी. और ये निश्चित रूप से ये इकोनॉमिक्स जो है, इसमें 4 बातें जरूरी है: प्रूवन टेक्नोलॉजी, इकोनॉमिक वायबिलिटी, अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ रॉ मटेरियल एंड मार्केटेबिलिटी ऑफ द फिनिश प्रोडक्ट. तो डोमेस्टिक मार्केट में भी इतना पोटेंशियल है. अभी आज ट्रैक्टर में पहली बार हमारे देश के इतिहास में सबसे ज़्यादा ट्रैक्टर का प्रोडक्शन और बिक्री इस साल हुई है, रिकॉर्ड हुआ है. टू व्हीलर में 50% टू व्हीलर हमारे एक्सपोर्ट हो रहे हैं, बजाज, टीवीएस, हीरो, होंडा, और वर्ल्ड मार्केट में लगातार डिमांड बढ़ रही है. और यही चीज़ अब कंस्ट्रक्शन इक्विपमेंट और एग्रीकल्चर इक्विपमेंट में आएगी, और इसलिए स्काई इज़ द लिमिट. और दूसरी बात, अब ये तो होता है कोई रेट खुशी से थोड़ी कम करता है, कंपटीशन होती है तभी कम करता है. अब लिथियम आयन बैटरी की कीमत, जब इसी होटल में पहली बार मैंने इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल को लॉन्च किया था तो उसकी कीमत थी $150 पर किलोवाट पर आवर, और आज बनी है $55 पर किलोवाट पर आवर. अब मेरा गट फीलिंग है, क्योंकि मैं ऑटोमोबाइल एक्सपर्ट नहीं हूँ, ये ज़्यादा है, पर एक बात मुझे मित्र ने कही कि किसी फिल्म अभिनेत्री और मॉडल को उसका एज मत पूछना कभी, किसी अखबार वाले को उसका सर्कुलेशन नहीं पूछना, और इंडस्ट्री वालों को उसकी प्रोडक्शन कॉस्ट नहीं पूछना. ये कभी भी दुख ही व्यक्त करते, क्या करे साहब, क्या करे साहब, पर सही में ये ऐसा बोलते रहते, इसका मतलब अंदर से बहुत बढ़ रही है. अब पर क्योंकि कोई खुश नेचुरल है, एम्बिशन बड़ी होती है. अब इनका कॉस्टिंग जो है वो पेट्रोल डीजल व्हीकल से भी सस्ती हुई है, और धीरे धीरे इतने ब्रांड्स आ रहे हैं, नए नए आ रहे हैं. कल मुझे और एक ब्रांड वाले बाहर के मिले, वो भी अब फैक्ट्री डाल, तो नेचुरली कंपटीशन होगी, रेट कम होंगे, एक्सपोर्ट बढ़ेगा, ऑटोमोबाइल कंपोनेंट्स की डिमांड बढ़ेगी, रोजगार बढ़ेगा, ग्रोथ रेट बढ़ेगी, पर कैपिटा इनकम जीडीपी बढ़ेगी, गवर्नमेंट का जीएसटी रेवेन्यू बढ़ेगा, और ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री, हमारे देश के सब ब्रांड्स वर्ल्ड में सबसे आगे जाएंगे, ये इनके भरोसे जाएंगे, यही हमारी विजन है.
क्या बात है, इतने सारे माइलस्टोन्स न जाने कितने अचीव कर लिए गए, और कितने सारे ऐसे जो निकट भविष्य में ही अचीव होते हुए दिखाई दे रहे हैं. तो इसके लिए एक बार पुनः जोरदार तालियां होनी चाहिए. लेकिन सर, इसी में वो बैलेंस स्ट्राइक करने वाली बात भी है कि कंजम्पशन हो, इकोनॉमी ग्रो करे, लेकिन इनडिस्क्रिमिनेट कंजम्पशन ना हो. खासतौर से इन्वायरमेंट पोल्यूशन जब ये चिंता बनते जा रहे हैं, इसको आप कैसे देख रहे हैं? एक तरफ ये इंडस्ट्री ग्रो कर रही है और दूसरी तरफ वो चिंताएं भी अपनी जगह. आप फॉसिल फ्यूल की बात कर रहे थे, एथेनॉल के बाद ये कहा गया कि इससे फर्क पड़ेगा पूरे सिनेरियो में, लेकिन बहुत सारे लोग ये कह रहे हैं कि न सिर्फ इससे वाहन की इफ़िशियंसी कम लगी उनको, बल्कि इंश्योरेंस नहीं होता इंजन का अगर वो उसकी वजह से ख़राब हो जाता है. और तीसरे, पेट्रोल की कीमत आपने कहा था कि कम होगी, इसके बाद वो कीमतें भी कम नहीं हुई.
देखो, पहली बात तो ऐसी है कि आज हमारे देश में जो परिस्थिति है उसमें इंपोर्ट हमारा काफ़ी बढ़ा है, और ये सच है आपका कहना कि जितनी ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री बढ़ेगी उतना प्रदूषण बढ़ेगा. अभी हमारे दिल्ली के प्रदूषण में 40% कंट्रीब्यूशन इंडस्ट्री का है, यह सच है, और इसको मैं स्वीकार करता हूँ. एज ए मिनिस्टर मैं इसकी जिम्मेदारी स्वीकारता हूँ. पर हमारा कोशिश ये है कि कल हमने 15 लोगों को पेटेंट के लाइसेंस दिए 10 दिन पहले, परली से बिटुमेन बनाने की, प्राइवेट इंडस्ट्री को. अब 50 लाख टन परली से अगर बनेगा तो परली रहेगी नहीं. अब परली से एविएशन फ्यूल बना रहे हैं. अब धीरे धीरे वेस्ट टू वेल्थ, अब कचरा हम रोड में यूज़ कर रहे हैं. और दूसरी बात, फ्यूल में ये बात बिल्कुल ज़रूरी है कि अब हमारे देश में अभी तो 85 to 86% हमारा डिपेंडेंस फॉसिल फ्यूल पर है, जो इंपोर्ट करना पड़ता है. तो निश्चित रूप से हमें हाइड्रोजन से लेकर इथेनॉल से लेकर सब में जाना पड़ेगा. अब ये जो आप बता रहे हैं, हमारे इथेनॉल ऐड करने से कोई इफ़िशियंसी कम नहीं हुई है, कोई तकरार रिसीव नहीं हुई है और पूरी तरह गलत बातें हैं। अब ये पेड कैंपेन चला, उसके अलग अलग कारण हैं। इस देश में केवल बिहार और यूपी के किसानों को जो कॉर्न की प्राइस 1200 रुपये क्विंटल पर आई थी और एमएसपी 1800 रुपये क्विंटल थी, वो जैसे मक्के से इथेनॉल शुरू हुआ तो प्राइस 2800 रुपये क्विंटल गई। तो क्या देश के उत्तर प्रदेश और बिहार के किसानों के जेब में 42,000 करोड़ उनके पॉकेट में गए? क्या रूरल एग्रीकल्चर, ट्राइबल और फॉरेस्ट के एरिया में प्रगति और विकास नहीं होना चाहिए? क्या किसानों में उनका अगर प्रोडक्ट को अच्छे, अभी चावल में हम नंबर 1 बने वर्ल्ड में। अब हमने 19 कुछ तो भी 220 लाख टन कुछ तो भी अभी एक्सपोर्ट हुआ है बड़े प्रमाण पर, 19% उसका चावल का। अब हमें क्रॉप पैटर्न बदलना पड़ेगा। तो देश में इंटीग्रेटेड अप्रोच में सबको देखना पड़ेगा। और इसलिए मैं ये मानता हूँ कि पेट्रोल डीजल अगर हमारे देश में तैयार होगा तो हम निश्चित रूप से कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। अब जिन देशों में गैस उनका है, पेट्रोल डीजल है, ठीक है। फिर हमें टेक्नोलॉजी लानी पड़ेगी। अभी हमारे यहाँ के एक आईआईटी के इंजीनियर को फोर्ड कंपनी ने अवार्ड दिया और उसने जनरेटर सेट में ऐसी टेक्नोलॉजी लाई जो मैंने खुद देखी कि 90% पोल्यूशन कम होता है, 10% रहता है। तो एक बात जरूर है कि इंडस्ट्री को ये सोचना होगा कि पोल्यूशन इज़ ए बिग कंसर्न और किसी भी स्थिति में पोल्यूशन को कम करना, और ये जो विशेष रूप से एक तरफ हमारी इकोनॉमी के इंपोर्ट को कम करना इकोनॉमिकली, ये भी हमारे सामने चैलेंज है। और इन स्थिति में वर्ल्ड में अब इसको पोल्यूशन की बात को लेकर लोग एक्सेप्ट कर रहे हैं। यूरो 6 के इमिशन नॉर्म्स आ रहे हैं, अभी वो और बढ़ रहे हैं। तो मुझे लगता है कि लोग भी बदल रहे हैं। तो मुझे लगता है कि आने वाले समय में हमें वर्ल्ड में विश्व का विचार करते हुए पोल्यूशन को कम करना सोचना ही होगा। और जो डीजल पेट्रोल अगर यूज़ करेंगे तो ऐसी टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलप करनी होगी कि पोल्यूशन नहीं के बराबर है। और दूसरी बात, इकोनॉमी का भी सोचना पड़ेगा। और तीसरा, पब्लिक की अफोर्डेबिलिटी क्या है ये भी देखनी पड़ेगी। तो मुझे लगता है अब नई अभी फ्लैक्स इंजन की टेक्नोलॉजी आई कि आप 100% इथेनॉल पे चलोगे, बिजली भी तैयार होगी, तो पेट्रोल के भाव एकदम कम आते हैं, तो कंज्यूमर की भी बचत होती है। अब इलेक्ट्रिक भी आया। अब इलेक्ट्रिक में एल्यूमिनियम एयर टेक्नोलॉजी आई। अब मैंने खुद देखा वो, अब वो एल्यूमिनियम की प्लेट ही फ्यूल बनी है, तो नेचुरली और कॉस्ट का भी रोज हाइड्रोजन पे आ रहा। अभी हाइड्रोजन में हमारा प्रॉब्लम है। मैं इंडस्ट्री को रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि ट्रांसपोर्ट ऑफ हाइड्रोजन एंड हाइड्रोजन फिलिंग स्टेशन, ये बहुत बड़ी समस्या है। मैंने इसी होटल में 6 महीने पहले टाटा के 3 ट्रक को लॉन्च किया। जो 2 ट्रक थे वो आईसी इंजन में हाइड्रोजन डालकर चलते थे और एक हाइड्रोजन फ्यूल सेल पर था। अब नेचुरली अब हम वो 10 रूट पर एनएचआई के तरफ से 650 करोड़ का पायलट प्रोजेक्ट कर रहे हैं। पर हमारी कंसर्न है कि ट्रांसपोर्ट ऑफ हाइड्रोजन एंड हाइड्रोजन फ्यूल स्टेशन में हमें प्रॉब्लम है। फिर इलेक्ट्रिक चार्जिंग स्टेशन में प्रॉब्लम है। अभी हमने हमारे से गलती हुई, एक्सेप्ट, मैं स्वीकारता हूँ। हमने हमारे रोड साइड एम्यूनिटी 670 बना रहे, वो 22 रुपये यूनिट से बिजली बेच रहा है। तो कैसे वायबिलिटी आएगी? क्यों लोग इलेक्ट्रिक कार खरीदी करेंगे? तो मैंने पावर मिनिस्टर को रिक्वेस्ट की कि जो इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल में एनर्जी के रूप में जा रही है उसका अलग रेट और टैरिफ करना होगा, ताकि हम उसको जब सस्ता देंगे तभी वो चल पाएगा। तो धीरे धीरे समस्या भी है और मार्केट भी अच्छा है। और मैं एक बात इंडस्ट्री को कहूँगा कि देयर आर सम पीपल हु कन्वर्ट प्रॉब्लम्स टू अपॉर्चुनिटीज़, और ये उनमें से नहीं है, पर देयर आर सम पीपल हु कन्वर्ट अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ इनटू द प्रॉब्लम्स। तो मुझे लगता है प्रॉब्लम्स को सोचो मत, पॉजिटिविटी और सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ आगे जाओ। स्काई इज़ द लिमिट। ये ट्रैक्टर का जैसे उदाहरण है, वैसे सब बातों में हम आगे जाएंगे। जो देश हमारे से कंपटीशन कर रहा है उसको हम क्वालिटी में और कॉस्टिंग में भी आगे जाएंगे उसके, ये मेरा विश्वास है। और जा रहे हैं लोग, और हमारी भी कुछ प्लस पॉइंट्स हैं। तो मुझे लगता है कि एक्सपोर्ट हमारा बढ़ेगा। और ये जो स्वैपिंग पॉलिसी हमारी आई है उसके कारण हमें रॉ मटेरियल सस्ते प्राप्त। अभी हम एल्यूमिनियम इंपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, हम कॉपर इंपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, हम स्पेशियस मटेरियल इंपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, जरूरी नहीं पड़ेगी। अगर हम वेस्ट टू वेल्थ वाली बात को अगर आगे लेके जाएंगे तो ये इतना एल्यूमिनियम निकलेगा, कॉपर निकलेगा, प्रेस्टिज मटेरियल निकलेंगे, इसको रिसाइकलिंग करेंगे। तो सर्कुलेशन इकोनॉमी को भी मजबूत करने के लिए मेरे यहाँ ही परसों 9 मंत्री जी की मीटिंग हुई, हाउ टू कन्वर्ट वेस्ट मटेरियल इनटू वेल्थ। तो हम ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री का इसको फ़ायदा होगा। तो मुझे लगता है इसका फ्यूचर एकदम ब्राइट है। ये इंडिया के लिए तो ये बिल्कुल हमारा हार्ट है, ग्रोथ इंजन है। और इस इंडस्ट्री को सपोर्ट करना, फैसिलिटेट करना, और सब अभी जीएसटी भी हमारी सरकार ने कम किया तो इनका सेल बढ़ गया। तो नेचुरली सरकार इस इंडस्ट्री को पूरी तरह सपोर्ट कर रही है। और ये मैं नहीं मानता कि ये इतना टर्नओवर बढ़ा रहे हैं यानी केवल खुद के लिए वेल्थ क्रिएट कर रहे हैं, ऐसा नहीं है। दे आर नॉट ओनली वेल्थ क्रिएटर, दे आर एम्प्लॉयमेंट क्रिएटर। तो मुझे लगता है कि ये इंडस्ट्री का फ्यूचर भी अच्छा है और ये हिंदुस्तान की इकोनॉमी का ग्रोथ इंजन भी है। और इनकी क्वालिटी, इनके टेक्नोलॉजी, इनका कॉस्टिंग, ब्रांड वैल्यू सब अच्छा है और स्काई इज द लिमिट, ये बहुत आगे जाएगा।
इंडस्ट्री के लिए स्काई इज द लिमिट जब मंत्री जी कह रहे हैं तो आप लोग इतना चुपचाप सुन रहे हैं। इसीलिए शायद वो ये कहते हैं कि सब कुछ अच्छा होने के बावजूद हाँ साहब ठीक है लेकिन समस्याएं बहुत हैं वाली बात रहती है।
एक बात बताऊंगा,
हाँ
देखो टेक्नोलॉजी इज इम्पोर्टेंट, रिसोर्सेस इज इम्पोर्टेंट। मैं अगर रोड में, अभी दूसरी बात, इनके ग्रोथ का तो बैकबोन मैं हूँ। अभी जो इन्होंने जितने रोड देखे वो तो ट्रेलर है, असली फिल्म शुरू होना बाकी है। और अभी आज ही मैं बैठा था सुबह, आप कैन यू बिलीव कि दिल्ली से ग्वालियर 2.5 घंटे में होगा, अब अमृतसर 4 घंटे में होगा, अभी ये दिल्ली से देहरादून 2 घंटे में होगा। योगी जी ने मुझे कहा कि हमारी समस्या है आपके कारण निर्माण हुई। मैंने बोला क्यों? बोले प्रयागराज में जो आया वो गाड़ी लेके आया देश भर में, तो वहाँ गाड़ी के पार्किंग का प्रॉब्लम है। उत्तराखंड में 4 धाम रोड बन गया, इतने लोग जा रहे हैं कि उनको रिस्ट्रिक्ट करना पड़ा। अब मैं ये जो दिख रहा आपको, अभी पहले हाईवे को हम 4 लेन 6 लेन बना दें, मैं ग्रीन हाईवे बना रहा हूँ, नए रोड, कहीं स्टॉप ही नहीं है, उसको सिग्नल ही नहीं, डायरेक्ट निकल रहे आप। तो मुझे बताइए कि इतने लोग हैं कि अच्छा हर आदमी गाड़ी खरीद रहा। अब तो ऐसी स्थिति आ रही है कि घर में 5 लोग और 7 गाड़ियाँ, और पार्किंग के लिए हमने रोड बनाया उनके लिए, पूरे रोड पर। दिल्ली वाले तो इसमें पूरी गाड़ियाँ रोड पे खड़ी कर देते हैं। तो मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ ये जितने रोड बनेंगे उतनी गाड़ियों का सेल डोमेस्टिक मार्केट में और बढ़ने वाला है। और इसके लिए वेटिंग लिस्ट आएगी इन्हें प्रोडक्शन करने के बाद। तो मुझे लगता है कि आने वाले समय, अब 10 साल तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, और एक्सपोर्ट मार्केट भी बढ़ेगा।
तो डोमेस्टिक मार्केट बढ़ेगा क्योंकि उसके लिए पूरा इकोसिस्टम इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर तैयार है उसको एनकरेज करने के लिए, और एक्सपोर्ट्स बढ़ेंगे।
एक छोटी बात मैं इनको रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा, हमारा पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट अच्छा नहीं है। अभी मैं टाटा के साथ मिलकर एक नई सिस्टम को हम लॉन्च कर रहे हैं नागपुर में, 135 सीटर बस है। अब पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट में हमारे पास इलेक्ट्रिक बसेस की प्रोडक्शन कैपेसिटी कम है। हम 50-55 हज़ार बसेस बना रहे हैं और हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट 1 लाख बसेस की है। अब इलेक्ट्रिक ट्रक हमको चाहिए, उसकी कैपेसिटी कम है, और इसलिए आने वाले समय में कंस्ट्रक्शन इक्विपमेंट में रोड बन रहे हैं, उसमें इलेक्ट्रिक और हाइड्रोजन और अल्टरनेटिव फ्यूल पर इक्विपमेंट आएंगे। काफ़ी लोगों ने किया है, हम एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, कैपेसिटी कम है। तो थोड़ा सा क्या है कि शब्द बराबर नहीं है, टेक्नोलॉजी और रिसोर्सेज के साथ मालिक थोड़ा जुगाड़ू भी चाहिए, हिम्मत वाला चाहिए। अब मैं रोड बनाता हूँ तो मैं बोलता हूँ मेरे पास पैसे की कमी नहीं है, बोलो क्या करना है, कितना पैसा चाहिए। ऐसे 10-20-25 हज़ार करोड़ तो मैं ऐसे बोलता हूँ ये करो, क्लियर करो, ख़त्म करो। अब प्रॉब्लम पैसा खर्चा करने का है जी। आई एम फेसिंग दिस प्रॉब्लम कि फटाफट प्रोजेक्ट बने, मैं 2 to 4 लेन कन्वर्ट करूँ, ग्रीन हाईवे बनाऊँ, तो खर्चा करने वालों की कमी है। रोड अच्छा क्वालिटी के बने, उसमें ज़्यादा ध्यान देना पड़ेगा कि क्वालिटी में कहीं कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ ना करें, और जितने अच्छे रोड बनेंगे उतनी गाड़ी आएगी। मैं आपको बताता हूँ, इस साल में मैं कम से कम 6 जगह की हवाई यात्रा सर्विस दिल्ली से बंद कर दूंगा। आप लिख लो मेरे से। दिल्ली से देहरादून कोई हवाई जहाज में नहीं जाएगा, दिल्ली से जयपुर नहीं जाएगा, दिल्ली से अमृतसर नहीं जाएगा, दिल्ली से चंडीगढ़ नहीं जाएगा, और से मद्रास से बेंगलोर नहीं जाएगा, मैसूर से बेंगलोर अब जा ही नहीं रहा, मुंबई से पूना जेट एयरवेज की 8 फ्लाइट थी, मैंने जब हाईवे बनाया 8 बंद हो गई। तो मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ कि ये सब ट्रैफिक जो है इसका फायदा तो इंडस्ट्री को ही मिलने वाला है। और नहीं, ये बस है वो। तो पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट को प्रायोरिटी दो। और अब आने वाला समय पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट में काफ़ी राइज होने वाला है, क्योंकि स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के जो पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट कॉरपोरेशन थे वो बहुत से ऐसे हो गए कि उनकी बसेस में हॉर्न छोड़ के सब बजता है और क्वालिटी खराब है। अब वो अच्छी बसेस जब आएगी और टिकट रेट इसका 30% कम किया है हमने, यानी डीजल बस की तुलना में। एयर कंडीशन है, बस होस्टेस है और खाना पीना मिलेगा, सामने टीवी है, एग्जीक्यूटिव चेयर है। तो मुझे लगता है कि नेचुरली अब पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट में इतना टूरिज्म में राइज है कि अब लग्जरी बसेस लगेगी, स्लीपर कोच बने। मुझे याद है मैंने मुंबई पुणे हाईवे बनाया तो एसटी वालों ने कहा कि हमें फुकट दो स्टेट ट्रांसपोर्ट में। मैंने कहा नहीं मिलेगा। तो उन्होंने बोला हम नहीं जाएंगे आपके रोड से, हम पुराने रोड से जाएंगे। क्या हुआ पता है आपको? लोनावाड़ा खंडाला वो बस रुकती थी और पैसेंजर पैसा इकट्ठा करके टोल का पैसा इकट्ठा करते थे और पैसेंजर टोल देते थे और बोलते चल इधर से। अब स्थिति ये हो गई है कि अब कोई, मुझे लगता है कि स्काई इज द लिमिट। और पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट में अभी इस समय काफ़ी बड़ा बूम आएगा। थोड़ा ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री उसके तरफ देखेगी तो फायदा होगा। फिर ड्रोन टैक्सी की बात हो रही भविष्य में, डबल डेकर अच्छी बसें से वो आ रही है। तो मुझे लगता है कि आने वाले समय में ट्रांसपोर्ट सेक्टर में, मेरे हाईवे है, अगर ये 40 किलोमीटर चार्ज होती है और जाती है, अब मेरे हाईवे पर मैं पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट शुरू करने वाला हूँ, तो 40 किलोमीटर में बस रुकेगी, 20 सेकंड में चार्ज हो गई, फिर चली जाएगी। तो लोग लैपटॉप पे काम करते करते दिल्ली से जयपुर 1.25 घंटे में पहुँच जाएंगे। तो लोग क्यों हवाई जहाज जाएंगे, क्यों जाएंगे एयरपोर्ट? तो मैं आपको बता दूँ, आगे आने वाले समय में टेक्नोलॉजी का है, इनोवेशंस का है, कंफर्ट्स का है, कॉस्ट इकोनॉमिक्स का है और क्वालिटी का है। और इसमें हमारी इंडस्ट्री अच्छा काम कर रही है। और इसमें अभी पहली बात तो मैं मानता हूँ कि पहले मैं नाराज़ होता था इंडियन ऑटोमोबाइल मैन्युफैक्चरर को। तो मैं बोलता था कि तुम कॉस्ट सेंट्रिक हो, तुम्हें क्वालिटी से कोई लेना देना ही नहीं मानते थे मेरी। तो मैं बोलता था इतनी घटिया गाड़ी बनाते हो, तुम्हारे के हॉर्न बस छोड़ के सब बचता, बेकार गाड़ी है तुम्हारी। अब वो इतने सुधर गए, उनके सेल बढ़ गए, आज मुझे धन्यवाद देते हैं, उनका डिज़ाइन बदल गया, उनके सेल बढ़ गए, क्योंकि अब लोगों को सस्ता होने आया है। इसलिए ब्लैक एंड वाइट टीवी नहीं चाहिए, कलर टीवी चाहिए लोगों के चॉइस में, अच्छी गाड़ी चाहिए।
मुझे बताया जा रहा है कि आपके पास वक्त सीमित है और बहुत सारी उत्कंठाएं मेरे मन में हैं, तो मैं ज़रा उनको ज़रूर शांत करना चाहता हूँ। एक तो सर, आप बड़ी साफगोई से जहाँ गलतियाँ हैं उसको भी मानते हैं, ये आपके लिए मतलब इसके लिए आपको कुडोस कहूँगा मैं, कि जहाँ आप कहते हैं कि हाँ पॉल्यूशन को लेकर गुंजाइश है, कई चीज़ें ऐसी जो खुद कहते हैं कि हाँ गलती हुई, जैसे इलेक्ट्रिक टैरिफ को लेकर वो कह रहे हैं कि फिर क्या मतलब निकलेगा ई व्हीकल्स का सर। लेकिन जब हम सबसे बड़ा रोड नेटवर्क बनने की तरफ अब जा रहे हैं, आपने तो 60% इसको बढ़ाया पिछले 10 सालों में रोड नेटवर्क को। अभी जो नोएडा में एक एक्सीडेंट हुआ उसकी बड़ी चर्चा है, आपने भी देखा होगा कि वो एक तेज़ी से शार्पली मुड़ने वाला मोड़ था और वहीं पे एक कंस्ट्रक्शन साइट थी जहां वो एक इंजीनियर 27 साल का एक्सीडेंट का शिकार हुआ, वो नहीं रहा। बहुत सारा अच्छा काम हो रहा है, लेकिन यहाँ जो ये गुंजाइशें दिखाई दे रही हैं, 2024 में 1,77,000 से ज़्यादा एक्सीडेंट्स, इनको आप कैसे देख रहे हैं?
पहली बात तो ये घटना बहुत दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है और निश्चित रूप से हमें इसमें सोचना पड़ेगा। पर मैं नम्रतापूर्वक बता रहा हूँ, उसको गलत इसमें मत लीजिए, वो रोड हमारा नहीं था। एक बात जरूर है कि हमारे देश में 5 लाख एक्सीडेंट होते, 1,80,000 मौतें होती है और मरने वालों में 18 से 34 एज ग्रुप में 66% लोग मर रहे हैं। अब 2 बातों में आपका सहयोग चाहिए। अब कोई भी आदमी एक्सीडेंट होने के बाद अगर उसको तुरंत मदद मिलती है तो 50% लोगों की जान बच सकती है। तो हमने एक राहवीर योजना बताई है कि आप अभी कोई किसी को तकलीफ नहीं होगी, पुलिस की नहीं होगी, कोर्ट की नहीं होगी, उसको उठाकर हॉस्पिटल एडमिट करो, राहवीर को 25,000 रुपये अवार्ड मिलेगा। फिर कोई भी रोड पर एक्सीडेंट हो, अगर उसको एडमिट करेंगे तो 7 दिन का मिनिमम 1.5 लाख रुपए खर्चा हम करेंगे। हमने ये भी किया है और मुझे लगता है कि रोड सेफ्टी हमारी हाईएस्ट प्रायोरिटी है। ऑटोमोबाइल इंजीनियरिंग में हमने सब सुधार किया। अभी हमने फ्रीक्वेंसी खरीदी की है आईटी मिनिस्ट्री से। अब हम ऐसी टेक्नोलॉजी ला रहे हैं कि ट्रक और बस और कार एक दूसरे के ऊपर डैश ही नहीं होगी, जैसे जाएगी तो ऊपर से तुरंत गाड़ी को ब्रेक लग जाएगा। तो हम लगातार नई नई टेक्नोलॉजी ला रहे हैं जिससे हम लोग कैसे एक्सीडेंट कम करेंगे, रोड की क्वालिटी में सुधार कर रहे हैं। पर इसमें इन्फोर्समेंट करने के लिए कानून में भी सुधार किया, पर ह्यूमन बिहेवियर ये बहुत बड़ी समस्या है। और ये जो रोड मेंटेनेंस के लिए जो प्रॉब्लम आ रहे हैं, मैं पिछले 2 साल से अब सोशल मीडिया में सब लाता हूँ, मैं उसका चार्ट बनाता हूँ। और फिर मैंने अभी कॉन्ट्रैक्टर को और ऑफिसर को बोला कि कोई मरा तो तुम्हारे ऊपर, यहाँ तक बोल दिया FIR डाल दूंगा आप, और मर गया तो 300 तो लगाऊंगा तुम्हारे ऊपर, तुम्हारी गलती होगी तो तुम कॉशियस बनो। तो अभी हमने 40,000 करोड़ ब्लैक स्पॉट इम्प्रूव किए हैं। अभी हमने ये जो लैंडस्लाइड्स होती है उसके ऊपर अभी हमने 350 स्पॉट आइडेंटिफाई किए, वो सुधार रहे हैं। और अभी भी हमारे इंजीनियरिंग में, रोड इंजीनियरिंग में कुछ कमियां थी, वो हम रेक्टिफाई कर रहे हैं। पर मुझे लगता है कि ऐसे जो स्पॉट है, आप जैसे मीडिया ने, ये गड्ढा कब बैठा था, ये क्यों हुआ, इसमें हमारा एक सेव लाइफ फाउंडेशन है, अच्छा काम करते हैं, अब उसका स्टडी करो। अभी आपको बताता हूँ, जयपुर में एक बस को आग लग गई, और वो बस को मर्सिडीज़ का ये लगा था लेबल, वो हथौड़ी छाप बस थी, और सब काले पीले ग्लास लगाए, लाइट लगाए। मैंने राजस्थान के चीफ सेक्रेटरी को, इसकी तुम तुरंत इंक्वायरी करके इनको सस्पेंड करो, नहीं तो मैं CBI को केस दूंगा। तो मुझे लगता है इस पर आप भी जरा ऐसा इन्वेस्टिगेशन करिए, और वो जो जिम्मेदार है उसके फोटो टीवी पे दिखाइए।
श्योर।
हमारा अधिकारी होगा तो भी दिखाइए।
ठीक है सर। अब ये एक पॉलिटिकल सवाल, क्योंकि मुझे तो इसकी भी इजाज़त नहीं है, लेकिन ये मैं अपनी तरफ से जान लेना चाहता हूं कि जब आप बने थे तब आप उस समय सबसे युवा अध्यक्ष थे भारतीय जनता पार्टी के। अभी नितिन नवीन बने हैं, वो सबसे युवा हैं। अब नितिन नाम में ही कुछ है क्या?
देखिए, नाम में कुछ नहीं होता, ना नाम में कुछ होता है, ना दिखने में और कपड़े में कुछ होता है। द मैन इज नोन फ्रॉम हिज कैरेक्टर, फ्रॉम हिज पर्सनैलिटी, फ्रॉम हिज क्वालिटीज। नितिन नवीन बहुत अच्छा कार्यकर्ता है, और पहला MLA का टिकट मैं अध्यक्ष था तब उनको दिया था पटना से। मैंने युवा मोर्चा में जनरल सेक्रेटरी बनाया था। बहुत डाउन टू अर्थ है, और हमारी पार्टी है जो परिवारवाद से ऊपर है। अब मैं कभी दिल्ली नहीं आया था, मैं जब अध्यक्ष बना, मैंने बायोडाटा छपाया नहीं कभी, अब मैं अध्यक्ष बन गया, अब वो भी बन गया। तो इसका मतलब दिस इज एक डेमोक्रेसी में एक अच्छा साइन है, और उनके नेतृत्व में नई जनरेशन आएगी और नए युवा पार्टी को आगे लेके जाएंगे।
बड़ी साफ गोई से सर, वैसे ही बेलाग तरीके से अपने विचार फिर से एक बार आपने सामने रखे, बहुत धन्यवाद। लेकिन आपको मंच पर बने रहना है, क्योंकि ऑटो इंडस्ट्री के वो दिग्गज जो सम्मान के हकदार हैं, अभी उनके लिए आपको ज़रूर मंच पर बने रहना है। गौरव, आप प्लीज़ आगे अब इस सिलसिले को आगे बढ़ाएं। थैंक यू सो मच सर, धन्यवाद।
थैंक यू वेरी मच।
धन्यवाद दिनेश, थैंक यू मंत्री जी। अब वक्त है कुछ स्पेशल अवार्ड देने का, और इसके लिए मैं बुलाना चाहूंगा TV9 ग्रुप के होल टाइम डायरेक्टर हेमंत शर्मा जी को, और साथ ही TV9 ग्रुप के MD और CEO वरुण दास जी को। प्लीज आप दोनों मंच पर आएं। तो देखिए, अब वो घड़ी आ चुकी है जिसका हम सबको इंतजार था। TV9 नेटवर्क के Auto9 अवार्ड्स, और इसमें जो पहला अवार्ड है, ग्रीन सस्टेनेबिलिटी चैंपियन ऑफ द ईयर। एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाएं।
ग्रीन सस्टेनेबिलिटी चैंपियन ऑफ द ईयर ये मिला है टोयोटो किर्लोस्कर इंडिया। बहुत बहुत बधाई गुलाटी जी आपको।
और हमारे साथ हैं टोयोटा किर्लोस्कर मोटर के विक्रम गुलाटी, कंट्री हेड एंड एग्जीक्यूटिव AP। एक बार जोरदार तालियां विक्रम जी के लिए।
सर, हमारे दूसरे अवार्ड्स हैं
रोड सेफ्टी चैंपियन ऑफ द ईयर मारुति सुजुकी इंडिया प्राइवेट लिमिटेड।
और आ रहे हैं हमारे साथ यहां पर मौजूद मिस्टर राहुल भारती, सीनियर एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर कॉर्पोरेट अफेयर्स मारुति सुजुकी। एक बार राहुल जी के लिए जोरदार तालियां।
SUV of the Year, Hyundai Venue.
स्वागत कीजिए पुनीत आनंद जी का, एसोसिएट वाइस प्रेसिडेंट Hyundai मोटर इंडिया, और दीपेश दधीच, हेड ऑफ ब्रांड मीडिया एंड प्रोड्यूसर PR Hyundai मोटर इंडिया लिमिटेड।
Value for money car of the year, VinFast VF6.
और अवार्ड लेने मंच पर आ रहे हैं मिस्टर अरुणोदय दास, डेप्यूटी CEO सेल्स विनफास्ट इंडिया,
And Mr. Sudhanshu Talwar, CEO Sales, VinFast India.
Automotive Personality of the Year, Santosh Iyer. Bike of the Year, TVS FG RTX 300.
और स्टेज पर आ रहे हैं TVS मिस्टर विकास सिक्का, मार्केटिंग प्रीमियम सेगमेंट, TVS मोटर्स।
Car of the Year, Mahindra XEV 9e.
क्या बात है, जोरदार तालियां। और मंच पर इस अवार्ड को लेने आ रहे हैं मंजरी उपाध्याय, CMO ऑटोमोटिव डिजाइन M&M,
और साथ में मिस्टर अनूप कचारा, वाइस प्रेसिडेंट बिजनेस हेड EV चार्जिंग एंड इंफ्रा, महिंद्रा एंड महिंद्रा।
एक बार मैं चाहता हूं हमारे तमाम विनर्स के लिए जोरदार तालियां हो जाएं। आप सभी को बहुत बहुत बधाइयां, जो भी विनर्स हैं। थैंक यू ऑल, थैंक यू सो मच। थैंक यू मंत्री जी, थैंक यू, आपने अपना हमें समय दिया, इसके लिए बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपका।
Hello and a very warm welcome to all those gathered over here for the TV9 Network's prestigious initiative, the Auto9 Awards. Thank you so much for taking time out to be with us. Today is a tribute to the spirit of belief and celebration, a celebration of innovation, excellence and leadership in the world of automobiles and mobility. And that's what the TV9 Auto9 Awards are all about. We'd like to thank all our sponsors, Realme 16 Pro Series, our mobile partner, Tata Capital, our special partner, and Johnny Walker, our Lux partner. Thank you for being with us, and associate sponsors, Generali Center and Adani Cement as well. Thank you so much for all our sponsors for being a part of this initiative, the Auto9 Awards. And thank you all of you for spending this evening with us. Before we go any further, we have tons of awards lined up. We want to first get an understanding of how these winners were chosen. A very, very special jury was constituted. They had a very, very special meeting. And of course, to tell you all about it, I'm not the best person. Let me get the right person on stage to talk all about all of it. Let me please invite Nandkumar Nair, TV9's auto editor, on stage. Huge round of applause for Mr. Nandkumar Nair. And before I get him on stage, let's first take a look at what the jury is all about.
One track, dozens of machines, one defining moment. Here, India's largest and most credible automotive jury came together.
experts, market leaders, design specialists, and change makers shaping the future of mobility. Aim to find the best of 2025. A structured evaluation from nomination to track test. Evaluated on ride, handling, comfort, design, innovation, and real-world market impact. Every insight debated, every detail scrutinized, every decision earned. TV9 Network brings together passion, process, and purpose to celebrate what truly matters. Auto9 Awards, where innovation leads and excellence is recognized.
So, we have all those jury members over here, and we have the man who's been an instrumental part of all this, Nand Kumar Nair, popularly known as Sam. Sam, talk to us. This is a very exciting jury process, a very intensive one, isn't it? Can you break it down for us? What was it like being with this lovely jury?
It's, as we saw in the video, passion, purpose. That's what these jury members were all about. And the best part about these jurors, they are like a 360-degree automotive industry. There are road safety champion, there are people who perfected the art of driving, understand ride and handling, comfort. Each and every part of a car or a bike evaluated in a manner that has never been done. And this kind of jury with marketing excellence from technical sides to market, each and every parameter have been tested here, evaluated, discussed, and then only we came out with the best few of 2025. Because this 2025, if I say, it's been a year of innovation, year of ideas, and year where so many launches happened, and we moved from ICE to electric. SUVs dominated, and what we saw is a stage which is set for Indian automotive industry to take the next leap.
Yep. I like how you said 2025 has been the year of innovation. I'd like to recall an old saying. It's called necessity is the mother of invention. Let's just change that to necessity is the mother of innovation, because that's what the year 2025 has been all about. You need to change, you need to adapt, you need to go forward. And Indian auto industry has been doing it. And how well. A huge round of applause for India's automobile industry, who's been dealing with the winds of change so much in the year 2025, and yet has come out as winners despite all odds, despite all challenges that they were faced with. So this evening tonight is a celebration of all of that, powering through challenges with innovation and excellence. And before we go any further, I'm going to invite a very special gentleman to felicitate our jury, our wonderful jury. I'm going to invite TV9 Network's CRO and TV9 Bharatvarsh COO, Mr. Amit Tripathi, on the stage. Huge round of applause for Mr. Amit Tripathi. Right, Sam, I think it's time to invite all our jury members one by one. We also have another very important person joining us on stage. We have none other than Mr. Vikram K of the TV9 Network also with us. These two gentlemen will be felicitating our jury members first. Sam, you can call out our jury members and begin the process. Right. Should we start? Okay. We have Hani Mustafa, Vikram Gaur, we have Nikhil Chawla, Gaurav Yadav, Garima Avatar, Roshan Pavaya, Ashish Jha, Shubhranshu Singh, Tutu Dhawan, Pankaj Dubey, Avik Chattopadhyay, Rakesh Shrivastava, Raj Kapoor, Rama Shankar Pandey, Anuj Guglani, and Vinkesh Gulati. Huge round of applause for this extensive, exhaustive panel, which has looked at, as Sam spoke about, 360 degrees of India's automobile industry to pick the winners tonight. We'd like to thank all of them. Sam is also part of the jury. I forgot to mention his name. Sam, you too.
So, sir, as I said, this is a jury which is different from all the juries that we have constituted till now. We have some big names, and I would also request, as we facilitate, we know more about them. Mr. Nikhil Chawla, who is one of the guys that I say he defined tech and auto both together. Something that distinguishes him, different from others. Nikhil, just take a pause and let me know, how was the process and what was the toughest challenge that you had, while evaluating so many products out on the track?
I think there
Toughest
was
challenge apart from dealing with Sam.
it was very stringent. We had to go through everything, especially when Garima said we have to test braking of the car. We had to go through braking process of all the cars. So it was very stringent, and we made sure that it started like really in the morning and ended up really late, and we thought we'll wrap up by afternoon, but it just went on. There was fog, they were delayed, but nothing kind of took away our spirit. But the toughest challenge was the product lineup of 2025. It was really high-tech, everything was there, and most of the cars were so good that it was really hard to choose the winner, but we already know the winner now.
And the lady who, defined rally sport here, Garima Avatar. Thank you, Garima, for being part of the jury. It was a pleasure to have you in the jury. And as part of the jury, you got, something different to the whole industry. So could you please tell me more about, what was the thing that, you were trying to find out for these 2025 Car of the Year?
We had a great time driving at the BIC, testing all the cars, such amazing technology. I mean, such new things, so inspiring to see so much of technology in the cars. And, with my little bit of motorsport background, there was fun, checking all the cars at the BIC with all our fellow motorsport enthusiasts, also some really old names. Raj, I met after ages. We've known each other since 2010, Rally Circuit days and so many others. So it was fantastic experience. Thank you so much. I had a great time. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll request Ashish, yes, Ashish here. Thank you. We're keeping it a very informal because, that's what we define automotive industry, right, Ashish? और आशीष के लिए हम कहते हैं he is a perfectionist. हम सभी jurors जहाँ पर हार मान जाते हैं तो आशीष पूरा एक नया पैरामीटर है जो कि लेकर आते हैं. आशीष 2025 में अगर गाड़ियों को अगर आपको डिफाइन करना हो सबसे बड़ा चेंज आपने क्या देखा?
चेंज के मामले में तो अब ऐसा है कि पूरी इंडस्ट्री थोड़ी इवॉल्व और थोड़ी चेंज होती जा रही है. But at the same time, what I need to mention is, while technology has been growing, it is also very crucial to understand that every manufacturer has also kept up with that change. And it's very, very hard to now find those slight nuances. And that is where the role of all of us, it becomes even more difficult, crucial, whatever you may want to call it. And a lot of journalists, even globally, would tell you that no car is really too bad nowadays. And to find the cars being so good, but at the same time finding those small things which make them differ from each other, that is where the whole game lies. And yeah, it was very difficult, but at the same time extremely enjoyable. I had fantastic company as well, and we had some very, very good times. I was trying to tail Raj a couple of times as well, but yeah, he just vanished. So no, good fun, and congratulations to everybody over here. You've been nominated because you guys made decent cars, and those who won, unfortunately, we already know. But so that suspense is unfortunately killed. But seriously, getting to that decision, as Nikhil also said, was not very easy. Congratulations to everyone, and let's hope the evening is even more exciting for all of us.
Thank you very much, for all your inputs, your time, and the credibility that you bring to the jurors. Thank you very much. I will request Roshan. Roshan, thank you very much again. Roshan has been a special guest, special in the sense because he's one of the jurors who is also a bike enthusiast and somebody who gives the real input as far as the industry two-wheeler segment is concerned. What was the difference that you find in 2025 two-wheeler industry?
See, I think bikes sell at least 4 times the number of cars or 5 times the number of cars in our country, and that's, I think, a segment that is not, seen as something very special. Everyone thinks, oh, bike is a commuter, you get from point A to point B. But bikes, like they say, 2 wheels move the soul, 4 wheels get you places. So it was a good round of the jury thing that we had over there. We looked at some of the bikes, but I think the bikes have also improved in technology, improved in safety, improved in handling. No longer can you just call them commuter bikes. Every bike that was there is special, and I should also make special mention about the electric two-wheeler segment, because that is really picking up, and the kind of innovation that you have in the electric scooter segment actually blew me away. Some of the products are fantastic over there. So we had a good time educating all of them, and I think we were fair enough.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Roshan. Thank you for all the effort. And out of us jurors, Rakesh Srivastava ji bring, if I say 30 years of experience from Nissan to JSW to Hyundai. He has been a pioneer. If I say a veteran who created industry. Rakesh sir, thank you very much for being part of the jury. It's been an honor for Auto9 to have you as a juror. This is something for us also to celebrate. And I will also request you to, give us inputs, on the industry, where it is going right now, and how do you see the cars that have been launched this year?
Thank you, Sam, and thank you to the leadership team of Auto9. I think we all belong to a beautiful industry. And so let's give a big round of applause for ourselves. That would be great. Thank you. Thank you. To me, this experience was quite different. Having been on the other side, receiving awards, and multiple awards, whether at a professional level or a personal level. Especially I remember the 3 consecutive Indian Car of the Year awards for Hyundai, right, where one was able to win them, including other awards, where, Sam, you were also part of it. This was a different kind of an experience. When you are competing for an award, it's different. But when you're on the other side, judging participants, judging products, it's a different challenge. And to me, I think this was more difficult than winning awards. And so I lived that example. What I saw is that the quality levels are phenomenal now, which was also said by Mr. Nitin Gadkari, right, that yes, the quality levels are phenomenal. The innovation that is coming in terms of product, in terms of technology, especially in terms of user interface, in terms of electronics, that's great. Ride and handling was never a challenge, but it's improved to the next level. But the convergence of technology that is happening, it's great. So that is what exactly is driving the industry, and we look forward towards much, much bigger and better days ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rakesh sir. Thanks a lot. And there is somebody who just told me that he is supposed to give a lecture at another conference, Mr. Vinkesh Gulati. Vinkesh sir, now, whatever input you are going to go there, so those are the inputs that you need to share it. As an ex-president of FADA, Vinkesh sir has been the person who changed the way that we read numbers, understand numbers, and he made a lot of difference. Thank you, Vinkesh sir, for being part of the Auto9 jury. And right now, Indian automotive market is on an upsurge, if I say, right? And the way both the industries are going, do you believe that Indian industry, is going to take a next leap as we move to 2026, where so many new brands, so many new products are going to come?
So frankly, Sam, I feel everybody sitting here is very blessed to be part of the auto industry today. We are seeing the growth for the past 3-4 years, and I feel it will continue for the coming decade. And I personally think that I'm blessed to be at this time in auto industry. So thanks, Sam, for inviting me as jury. Thanks, TV9, Auto9 Awards. For me, it was a different experience. Actually, high AQI Delhi morning, and so many passionate people. I haven't gone through that experience in my lifetime. I've been in auto industry for 30, 35 years. And frankly, in FADA, we had always talked about numbers. Dealer, we have talked about numbers. Our ranking has always been on volume. थोड़ा बहुत अलग कर लो, सब compact segment अलग करो, उसमें कौन winner. But actually judging the cars on their quality and features and how they ride, how they brake, this was a really awesome experience, and an experience which was co-shared with all the great people like Raj sir, Garima, everybody. I'm not naming them, but everybody. That was an awesome thing and a real great day for me. So thank you everybody for coming. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Vinkesh sir. Whether we are on two-wheel or whether we are on four-wheel, there's one thing that I always say during our Auto9 show also. जब जाता हूँ तो सबसे एक गुजारिश करता हुआ जाता हूँ कि सड़क नियमों का पालन ज़रूर करें, वो चाहे हेलमेट लगाना हो या फिर सीट बेल्ट लगाना है. ये छोटी छोटी चीज़ें भूलिएगा नहीं, और इस चीज़ को शायद कोई आगे बढ़ा रहा है रोड सेफ्टी के मामले में तो रमाशंकर जी हैं. Rama ji, thank you for all the effort that you have been taking in case of road safety. It has been fantastic. When I'm talking about all the initiatives that have been taken, सड़क नियमों को लेकर अब भी भारत में जागरूकता की बहुत ज़रूरत है. आपको क्या लगता है कि वो क्या चेंजेस हो सकते हैं सड़क नियमों को लेकर जो कि इंडस्ट्री बॉडी आगे बढ़ा सकती है?
First of all, thank you so much. Being part of the jury, it was really privileged. As Vinkesh said, in the morning with such passionate people, I have been always on the other side with component manufacturing industry. And seeing this in totality, of course, I was looking at more from the safety perspective, looking at how, whether recognizing the traffic when you are in the cockpit, and also how you respond to whatever happens on the road, and finally, what is the safety stuff around it. I could build an ADAS system before, but I could see it only on that day, how it works in different cars differently. The same camera system can be looked at if your arrangement are different. So it was really nice. So personally, I'm very thankful for Auto9, TV9 to get us there together. This question what you asked, I think we already heard Minister telling us that we have failed ourselves. We are a failed nation when it comes to road safety. We always said in 2020, we'll reduce it by 50%, 2030. Again, we changed the target. I don't know any CEO will agree to this 10 years shifting the target again and again. So, but because there is no one ministry in the government which is accountable for road death, I think this accountability shifts. So my biggest worry is as long as we don't have one person, one secretary, one minister only accountable for road deaths, it's a little bit difficult. But what we can do as an industry, what you ask, is possibility is immense. Sky is the limit. So as an industry, I always say that we have built cars, which is really, if you look at WHO standard, today our safety standards are at par of the world. We are one of the best. I can proudly say, I think we must congratulate, and a big clap to all of you to build cars and vehicles, which is actually such safe. We should congratulate ourselves, but does it really matter? Because the person sitting in the car has to operate, has to use them, and I always say simple things like high beam, low beam, and 0, 1, 2, 3 switch of the leveler is not being used by 99% of the drivers. How does it operate? So what we can do as an industry is, we have an ecosystem. Our suppliers, our distributors, our customers, can we take responsibility that forget government? I'm telling you, it's a resigned situation. So don't really have any possibility that it will happen from that side. The leadership has to come from industry, and we all have to step out of our regular responsibility of making good cars, but we have to get and make, I always say, we have to get this behavioral shift or the traffic sense transformation. Of course, charity begins at home. Each one of us can do in our own industry. I think what you have done already made a statement, because you have a category which is precisely on, which we just saw Maruti Suzuki winning that award, precisely on what we can do stepping out other than making cars to get, because it is in synchronization. It is not that a best car only will reduce the road death. You have two-wheelers, for example. So thank you so much for including that. What you said, what we can do, we are already doing. You can do this, you are doing that. People are here to make good cars and vehicles, they are doing it, but together we also have to get society. Only a safety-loving society can make a difference, for which only thing a national public movement can change. So, बिना आंदोलन के नहीं होगा. So, थोड़ा step out करते हैं, सब लोग निकलते हैं, and we can get on. Road safety has to happen on roads, not in conference room, and possibly not even in award ceremonies. Probably after this, we all should get out on our ecosystem, our employees. Home to home safety अगर ले लें तो होगा. Sorry for taking so much of time, but it's like you said, purpose and passion. So the passion and purpose actually aligns with this. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Rama sir. Thanks for your kind words. और मैं टूटू सर को भी बुलाना चाहूँगा, जो कि हमारे ज्यूरी का एक बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट हिस्सा है, जो कि 30 दशक का एक्सपीरियंस है, जो कि लेकर आते हैं. टूटू सर, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. तालियों के साथ थैंक यू टूटू सर. What Tutu sir and Raj sir brings on table is expert. राज सर, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपका भी, आप हमारे इस ज्यूरी के मेंबर बने. आज की डेट पर अगर मैं कहूँ कि गाड़ियों की जो टेक्नोलॉजी है वो बहुत उम्दा हो चुकी है. वी आर हैविंग कार्स, बट डू यू बिलीव वी हैव रोड्स फॉर दैट?
To start with, thank you, Sam. Thank you for having me here. Interesting question. Do we have the roads to justify the cars that we're making? Now, I'm sure the roads are getting better, but have to admit that the cars we are making are far superior. It's becoming so much more difficult to distinguish one from the other, because each car now, the baseline has gone up so high that it's very difficult to differentiate and find one car better than the other. There are no bad cars anymore in India, which is such a welcome situation. So while we make better cars, I'm sure our Honorable Minister who was here is going to start making even better roads in the future. Thank you. Thank you so much. Sir.
Thank you very much. I'll request टूटू सर. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया टूटू सर, हमारे इस पैनल का हिस्सा बनने के लिए और समय निकालने के लिए. ज्यूरी के प्रोसेस के बारे में आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे?
देखिए, प्रोसेस ज्यूरी का बहुत मुश्किल होता जा रहा है दिन भर दिन. जो हमने देखे थे आज से ऑलमोस्ट 3-4 डेकेड्स पहले, इट यूज्ड टू बी सो सिंपल. नाउ विद सो मच ऑफ कंपटीशन एंड सो मच ऑफ refinement in engineering and features that are now being given to vehicles, it's becoming very, very difficult now to differentiate and to give markings and give standards to all the vehicles. So it is now, for the jury, it is really becoming very tough, and we really have to find minute things which can give you minus marks. Otherwise, it's very difficult.
I'll request पंकज सर. पंकज जी, जब बाइक्स की बात होती है तो मुझे आपकी बहुत याद भी आती है, और आप सबने बहुत कुछ सीखा भी है. जब आप इंडियन में थे, उससे पहले यामाहा में, आज की जो इंडस्ट्री है जिस तरह से आगे बढ़ रही है, टू व्हीलर सेगमेंट का जो रोल है वो कितना ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट हो चुका है?
Thank you, Anand. Actually, if you see, the role of two-wheelers is, as we know that the numbers are very high, the roads are becoming more fast ridden or driven, and therefore the controls, the vehicle has to have much more advanced feature than we used to have. Like I remember the early days when the brakes were like you apply and the vehicle will stop there. Now the brakes have become much more compact and faster. So the safety is the biggest concerns on the two-wheelers, and as we already discussed, that the two-wheelers have the maximum accidents. So the safety on two-wheelers have to be increased. And like we have made mandatory helmets and all, the quality of the helmets is also so important. At one point of time, we used to say that why we have to buy only 500 rupees helmets which are coming on the roadside, or you buy a 5,000 or 50,000 rupees, depends upon how much value you have for your head. So if you really want to care yourself, take care of the safety features. And I would say, we are talking a lot about AQI, the pollution levels, and Nitin Gadkari sir said that 40% is contributed by all of us sitting in this room, and therefore we have the biggest responsibility there. And I got to suffer, the competition was very tough, and I have heard that everybody faced a lot of difficulties in ensuring who is the winner. And that's because the quality have really improved by all of you, so that's congratulations to you. God saved me by putting me into the hospital because of the high AQI on that particular day when I was supposed to judge you. But I'm here, so I'm so happy that I could come out of the hospital in one day, but it makes my resolve even stronger that we should work on the AQI. We as a person, each person should see not just the rules and regulations that the government is making, but go out to see whether even we can do it aftermarket also. Some of the existing vehicles which are plying on the road, can we do something about that? So as a responsible person from the automotive, I know you all are great people. You are taking India to a far ahead levels. And with this small improvement, we will make our environment also better because all of us have to also breathe the same air, which is polluted 40% by us. Thank you.
So, but last, but the most amazing person who always have a smile on his face, Mr. Anuj Guglani. Anuj, thank you very much. और जब अनुज किताबें भी लिखते हैं, जब गाड़ियाँ और बाइक टेस्ट नहीं कर रहे होते हैं, सभी ज्यूरर्स का शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहूँगा विद फाइनल कमेंट्स फ्रॉम अनुज, क्योंकि अनुज अब इंडस्ट्री की बिल्कुल अलग सोच रखते हैं.
क्या मैं आपको दे सकता हूँ थोड़ी देर के लिए? So first of all, I think a big round of applause for TV9, Auto9 and this person, Mr. Sam. All thanks to him, all thanks to them. We are here, we were there. So actually, Pankaj ji, AQI got to me as well the next day. 8 hours at the track, not used to, the AQI. So, okay, how many automakers in the house? Please raise your hands. Auto OEMs. Auto OEMs, please raise your hands. Okay, dealers, auto dealers. Okay, customers. Okay, can you just raise your hand again, right hand? Please raise your hand, or everybody. Take it, turn it, take it to the back, and give yourself a pat. Thanks to you, we are here. Thanks to the awards are there. So yes, you are right. ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं रह गया गाड़ियों में, vehicles में. Quality काफ़ी आसपास है, but फिर भी, as I say, what makes ordinary extraordinary? It's that extra. So that extra, still I would say, a lot of automakers, auto OEMs need to go that journey. ऐसा क्यों होता है कि काफ़ी गाड़ियों में ये नी अटक जाती है डैशबोर्ड पे, पर कईयों में चली जाती है. बहुत सी गाड़ियाँ टॉप स्पीड पे जाती हैं, पर बहुत कम है जो हार्ड ब्रेकिंग में हिलती नहीं है, राइट? बहुत अच्छी गाड़ी है, बहुत एक्सेलरेशन है, बट जब मुझे येलो लाइट में निकलना है या हैव टू ओवरटेक अ लॉन्ग व्हीकल, तो जस्ट अ जैब विल नॉट वर्क, हैव टू डाउन शिफ्ट. बेसिक्स और रॉकेट साइंस. ऐसा क्यों है? मैं जैब करता हूँ कुछ गाड़ियों को, दे जंप एज दे अबाउट टू लॉन्च. सो still, I think we need to work on the nitty-gritties, and I'm not saying make the vehicles perfect, but we can really make them better. And yes, as Ramasa mentioned, safety is a big challenge, is a big issue, and it starts with us wearing the helmet, wearing the seat belt, ensuring that, we are following all the traffic laws. That a lot needs to be done there. And yes, a lot needs to be done on the AQI also. But again, thanks a ton to TV9, Auto9 and Sam for this program. Thank you team, thank you.
A big round of applause for this wonderful jury. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Quickly, one last photo opportunity with all the felicitated gentlemen of the jury and the lady as well. Requesting you quickly for a photo opportunity. And then we can proceed with the evening. All right, thank you so much. Thank you. That really sets the stage, so to speak, for the winners this evening, because that's the kind of effort that's gone into judging them. That's the kind of people who have taken their precious time out to be a part of Auto9 Awards. Before we go any further, take a look at what the Auto9 Awards are all about.
2025 wasn't just another year for Indian mobility. It was a turning point. Policy shifted. With GST 2.0, small cars and motorcycles became more affordable, putting mobility back in the hands of millions. Electric mobility accelerated, signaling a future that's cleaner, smarter, bolder. SUVs dominated. Safety stepped up. Connectivity took charge. Cars became digital spaces. In a year that redefined mobility, India deserves a platform that acknowledges leadership in the sector, presenting the country's biggest stage for automotive excellence. Auto9 Awards by TV9 Network, to recognize the engines driving India's auto revolution. 30+ award categories, 20+ expert jurors, every vehicle tested at international racetrack. No shortcuts, only real-world results. Welcome to Auto9 Awards, a TV9 Network initiative. Driven by truth, decided on track.
So that is the Auto9 Awards. Without any further ado, we have to get on to the proceedings for the evening because we have a very tight schedule from here on. And first up is going to be a very, very interesting conversation with a very, very interesting gentleman, isn't it, Sam? Because this gentleman, who's going to be a part of our first session, for whom the table and the chair setup is being done, is the pride of India. He's a guy who, when we heard the news in the newspapers or anywhere, we were like so filled with a sense of pride that here you have the first Indian chief of Mercedes' India operations, isn't it, Sam? It's and the fact that we both know him very well, and he's such a wonderful person to talk to despite the position that he holds. It's fascinating, isn't it? You have a very fascinating conversation lined up with him, isn't it? It's all about Make in India in auto mode, isn't it?
Absolutely. First of all, congratulations to Santosh sir for being automotive personality of the year. Trust me, it's been an honor, Santosh sir. 2 decades of learning with you, and the way you have taken automotive industry to a different sphere, it's amazing. Thank you very much.
So without any further ado, I don't want to keep you up, Sam. You can go take your position so that we can start this conversation.
Thank you.
Right, it's going to be a fireside chat. Ladies and gentlemen, huge round of applause for Mr. Santosh Iyer.
संतोष सर, सबसे पहले तो मुबारकबाद, क्योंकि इंडियन ऑटोमोटिव पर्सनालिटी ऑफ द ईयर ऑटो9 की तरफ से ज्यूरर्स ने काफ़ी समय लिया, लेकिन जब ये नाम आया तो उसके बाद कोई सवाल नहीं उठा. सो थैंक यू वेरी मच संतोष जी. एक ह्यूज राउंड ऑफ अप्लॉज टू संतोष सर फॉर बीइंग ऑटोमोटिव पर्सनालिटी ऑफ द ईयर. सब मेक इन इंडिया नाउ इन ऑटो मोड, जो हमारी इस चैट का हिस्सा है. मेक इन इंडिया की जब हम बातें करते थे तब हमारा ध्यान रहता था बजट कार्स की तरफ. हम बात करते थे मारुति, टाटा मोटर्स, महिंद्रा, मेक इन इंडिया, लेकिन मर्सिडीज ने लग्जरी कार स्पेस में वो करके दिखाया है. क्या ये मान लें कि अब भारत के पास टैलेंट मौजूद है, टेक्नोलॉजी मौजूद है, और इंडियन लग्जरी कार्स भी नाउ ग्लोबली अपनी अलग पहचान बना सकती है जो यहाँ पर तैयार होती हैं?
So firstly, Nand, thank you very much for having me here, and also thanks to all the jury members for giving this honor. I think it's an esteemed jury I saw while they were introducing, and you were introducing them as well, so thank you very much. आपका अगर मैं क्वेश्चन पूछूं अबाउट मेक इन इंडिया, देखो मर्सिडीज बेंज भारत में आया था in 94. आज we have completed 32 years. We set up a small factory in Pune with Tatas. Later on we got onto ourselves, and 2009 we shifted to the new facility. हमने 3000 करोड़ के ऊपर इन्वेस्ट किया है इन पुणे विथ ए क्लियर बिलीव कि इंडिया का ग्रोथ होगा, और इंडिया का ग्रोथ जब होगा तो considering the taxation that India has in terms of CBU taxes are quite high, it makes sense कि हम यहाँ पे locally गाड़ी produce करें. काफ़ी लोग बोलते हैं आप assemble करते हो. The answer is yes and no. हम kits तो मंगाते हैं, बट अगर आपने 30 साल पे देखा होगा तो पूना में आप तो फैक्ट्री में आए हुए भी हो, इन एंड अराउंड चाकर हमने इतनी बड़ी ऑटोमोटिव इकोसिस्टम डेवलप की है, राइट फ्रॉम फोर्स मोटर्स, मदरसन शुमी, गेडिया, काफ़ी सारे सप्लायर्स हैव गॉट सेटअप एंड आज वो सप्लायर नॉट ओनली हमें सप्लाई करते हैं बट ऑल्सो टू द इंडियन ऑटोमोटिव इंडस्ट्री। तो टेक्नोलॉजी, जहाँ तक टेक्नोलॉजी लाने की बात हो या कॉम्पिटेंसीज, आई थिंक मर्सिडीज बेंज हैज़ प्लेड ए वेरी बिग रोल इन इंडिया टू ब्रिंग दोज टेक्नोलॉजी हियर। अभी उसको एक्सटेंड करते ही अगर हमारी R&D सेटअप भी देखो, बैंगलोर में जो अलग से सेटअप है वहाँ 10,000 के ऊपर लोग काम करते हैं डूइंग सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग एंड अगेन दिस टैलेंट वी आर प्राउड टू से ये टैलेंट हमारे साथ ही रहती है बट कोई कोई टैलेंट दूसरे कंपनी में भी चले जाती है। तो वी आर क्रॉस पॉलिनेटिंग, वी आर ऑल्सो इंश्योरिंग काफ़ी नॉलेज जो लग्जरी गाड़ियों से आती है फ्रॉम मर्सिडीज बेंज से आती है दैट वी आर एबल टू ऑल्सो शेयर विद फ्रॉम द सप्लायर इकोसिस्टम टू अदर्स। इट्स 140 ईयर्स फॉर अस। हमने जब पहली मोटर वैगन, आज हम सब यहाँ पे है क्योंकि 140 साल पहले कार्ल बेंज ने जो मोटर वैगन, पेटेंट मोटर वैगन, एक्चुअली 29th of Jan इज़ द बर्थडे ऑफ द ऑटोमोबाइल, सो वी आर राइट देयर वेरी क्लोज इन द नेक्स्ट वीक्स टाइम। बट तब हमने डिसाइड किया था कि हम गाड़ी ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा नहीं बनाएंगे, हम गाड़ी को बेहतर बनाएंगे विद इनोवेशंस एक्सेट्रा। सो सेम फिलॉसफी प्रोडक्शन और मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में भी है हमारी कि वी हैव ए वर्ल्ड क्लास फैसिलिटी, वी विल इंश्योर दैट वी आर एबल टू गेट द लेटेस्ट कार। लास्ट वीक हमने अनाउंस किया हम GLS माइबाक को इंडिया में बनाएंगे। सो इंडिया इज़ द फर्स्ट कंट्री आउटसाइड द US टू मेक ए माइबाक इन इंडिया, द GLS माइबाक इन इंडिया। सो आई थिंक हमारी कमिटमेंट पूरी है। डीप लोकलाइजेशन आंसर इज ऑलवेज येस, बट ये पूरी लग्जरी कार मार्केट सिर्फ 50,000 गाड़ियों की है तो उसके अंदर एक लिमिटेशन है, हम इसकी और फर्दर लोकलाइज करें बट जहाँ तक पॉसिबल है हम इसको यहाँ पे मैन्युफैक्चर करेंगे इंडिया में।
जब मेक इन इंडिया की बात होती है तो एक चीज़ जो जहन में रहती है संतोष जी कि बाहर जो प्रोडक्ट भेजे जाते हैं वहाँ पे जापानीज़ प्रोडक्ट, जर्मन प्रोडक्ट्स या फिर चाइना की जो भागीदारी है वो बहुत बढ़ चुकी है। भारत की भागीदारी आगे बढ़े इसके लिए क्या चीज़ें हैं जिन पे फोकस करना पड़ेगा OEMs को?
सो पहली बात तो आई थिंक जो मैंने CIM से आंकड़े देखे, दिस ईयर हैज़ बीन द बेस्ट एवर ईयर फॉर एक्सपोर्ट्स फॉर द इंडियन OEMs एज सच। सो आई थिंक दैट्स कॉम्प्लीमेंट्स एंड कूडोज टू द इंडियन OEMs टू डू देयर। बट काफ़ी बड़ा रनवे है इफ़ यू हैव टू पार्टिसिपेट इन द ग्लोबल ट्रेड। सो पहली बात तो अगर आपका क्वेश्चन पूछो इंडियन OEMs को क्या करना होगा इज़ टू इंश्योर जो आज गाड़ियाँ बनती है इंडियन रेगुलेटरी फ्रेमवर्क के हिसाब से, सो कैन वी फास्टन द रेगुलेटरी फ्रेमवर्क, उससे हम गाड़ियों को और बेहतर बनाएं सेफ्टी टेक्नोलॉजी के तरफ से, सो दैट हम वही गाड़ी जो इंडियन गाड़ी हम पूरी दुनिया में हम पार्टिसिपेट कर सकें।
संतोष जी, जब भी आपसे बात होती है, मुलाकात होती है, आप सिर्फ पॉसिबिलिटीज़ की बात बताते हैं, अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ जो कि इंडियन मार्केट में मौजूद है, लेकिन क्या चैलेंजेस भी हैं जो कि इंडियन ऑटोमोटिव इंडस्ट्री को इस मेक इन इंडिया में जो कि चैलेंजेस बड़े हो सकते हैं?
सी चैलेंजेस तो देखो, एक तरफ से तो हम मेक इन इंडिया कहते हैं बट दूसरी तरफ से सप्लाई चेन आज मोर एंड मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट होते जा रहा है और एक ग्लोबल सप्लाई चेन के साथ हमें इंटीग्रेट होना ज़रूरी है सो दैट हम ये स्केल बढ़ा पाए। सेकेंडली, हम एक इंडिया स्पेसिफिक कार बनाए और एक कार बनाए दुनिया के लिए, वो कॉन्सेप्ट काफ़ी टाइम नहीं होगा बिकॉज तब आपको स्केल नहीं मिलेगा। सो एंड इंडिया में अगर हम गाड़ी बनाएं विद द ग्लोबल रेगुलेशन, गाड़ी की कीमतें बढ़ेगी, अफोर्डेबिलिटी विल बी ए चैलेंज, डिमांड में इफेक्ट हो सकता है। सो ये एक टाइट रोप वॉक इंडियन OEMs कर रहे हैं, काफ़ी अच्छी तरीके से कर रहे हैं। मैं तो कहूँगा आज अगर मैं कंबशन इंजन सेक्टर की बात करूँ तो इंडियन OEMs क्लियरली जो गाड़ियाँ बनाते हैं इन टर्म्स ऑफ कॉस्ट, वो कॉस्ट स्ट्रक्चर आज दुनिया में very few countries can match. So I think that's a very great compliment not only to OEMs but to the component industry. जो इतनी बड़ी component industry है इंडिया में, I think वो काफ़ी matured है, काफ़ी अच्छी क्वालिटी से, काफ़ी अच्छी लो कॉस्ट में बना पा रहे हैं। तो यही कॉम्पिटेंसी को बढ़ाते बढ़ाते जैसे ही अगर FTA या कुछ हो तो then we can surely participate. But other challenges you can say is of course अगर आप AI देखो या काफ़ी सारी नई नई टेक्नोलॉजी में आप देखो तो there हम innovation वहाँ पे आज भी हम थोड़ा फॉलो कर रहे हैं। ये इनोवेशन को हमें और थोड़ा पुश करना होगा एंड इट इज़ नॉट जस्ट इन ऑटो स्पेस बट मैं बोलूँगा एजुकेशन स्पेस में ही चालू करना होगा बिकॉज नंबर ऑफ रिसर्च पेपर्स जो हम फाइल करते हैं, जो हम पेटेंट्स के लिए फाइल करते हैं, जो इनोवेशन इकोसिस्टम है, इसमें काफ़ी बड़ा पुश हमें सबको करना होगा ताकि ये मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में भी रिफ्लेक्ट करे और ऑल्सो इन प्रोडक्ट्स इट गेट्स रिफ्लेक्टेड।
आपने स्केल की बात करी और अभी हाल ही में एनुअल प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में आपने अपने स्केल को बढ़ाने का भी वादा किया, there are slew of launches that you have planned. अगर आप बता सकें कि आने वाला साल Mercedes Benz इंडिया के लिए कैसा रहने वाला है?
So देखो मैंने जैसे कहा, this is a special year, 140 years for Mercedes-Benz in India, in the world after the patent was filed. In India we have completed around 32 years, so it's quite important. So हम 12 नई कारें लॉन्च करेंगे, काफ़ी सारी गाड़ी लोकलाइज करेंगे लोकल मार्केट के लिए, और सरप्राइज करेंगे मार्केट को. आप जस्ट रुकिएगा फॉर अनाउंसमेंट्स. एंड ऑल्सो अगर हम पावर ट्रेन की बात करें तो हम सब करेंगे, हम इलेक्ट्रिक भी करेंगे और कंबशन इंजन भी करेंगे. सो एंड लोकलाइजेशन भी हम दोनों तरीके से करेंगे. सो आई थिंक वी आर फुली कमिटेड. नई प्रोडक्ट्स ग्लोबली 40 नई गाड़ी आ रही है. इट्स लाइक ए फायर वर्क्स. 40 न्यू कार्स ग्लोबली. सो उससे 12 तो हम इंडिया में लाएंगे और करते रहेंगे विद न्यू प्रोडक्ट्स दैट वी विल इंट्रोड्यूस.
On that very note, Santosh sir, thank you very much for your time, और एक बार फिर मुबारकबाद for the automotive personality of the year.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
For Auto9 Awards, we want to thank our celebration partner Johnny Walker Lux Blended Water, our special partner Tata Capital, and our mobile partner Realme 16 Pro Series. Also our associate sponsor Adani Ambuja Cement and Generali Central Insurance. So thank you all of the sponsors for being a part of Auto9 Awards. And before we go any further, we have a very special gentleman that I want to speak to. He's a guy who's been at the helm of Tata Motors commercial vehicles, and now he's on his own, and he's part of some prestigious juries across the world. He's been a regular part of TV9 events as well. We'll be speaking to him even as we get set for the second and the third set of awards that is lined up for the day. So requesting you to have a little bit of patience before we go any further. We are awaiting the arrival of our next minister to hand out the next set of awards. In the meanwhile, I'm going to ask my colleagues to please send up on stage Mr. Shubhranshu Singh to the stage as soon as we can, if he's around here. Shubhranshu, thank you for being with us as always. Shubhranshu has been with us at the News 9 Global Summit in Germany as well. That's where I first met him actually, and he's back with us here for the Auto9 Award. Shubhranshu, great to have you with us. You are a globe-trotting marketer of late. You're busy at Cannes, you're busy, you're invariably out of the country doing something. So tell us, how come you found time to be in India?
Well, if you're doing automotive, and if you're doing automotive with impact in India, TV9 network cannot be avoided. It has to be welcomed. And in fact, I must say, and I'm saying this not because you were kind to call me today, but the auto focus for the network goes along with its national footprint. I was very impressed with the event and the scope and the invitees the first time that you did it in Stuttgart, which is the heartland of Germany and Europe's automotive industry. So I think it's a very credible platform, and kudos to Sam and the entire team for not only assembling a wonderful jury, but going through the process so meticulously. So my congratulations to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Has to be reminded that, auto awards are done, done and dusted by many people. The way TV9 is doing it is really going the whole 9 yards, if I may, in doing it the best possible way. But let's talk about the industry per se. What a year it has been. What a time we're living in as far as India's automotive industry is concerned. So much talk. Everybody is like sick and tired of listening to the same thing over and over again. Oh, EVs, transition, and adoption, and then the ecosystem, and then hybrid, blah 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 blah. So much gets spoken about. I just want to know, in all your travels and all the things that you've seen across the world, how do you see the Indian automotive industry's response to these shifting sands? We're doing everything from EV adoption to hybrid cars. To still continuing with ICE engines as well, isn't it? So how do you weigh India's response to these, what the Chinese say, may you live in interesting times. We certainly live in interesting times as far as the automotive industry is concerned.
First of all, as the Honorable Minister was saying earlier today, that the sky is the limit. But if I may be bold enough to add to it, I think he meant the sky is the lower limit. Because really, India's automotive industry is set up for a fantastic future on several counts. Firstly, despite everything, we know only about 3% of India's population owns a passenger automobile, which is really the cream of India's population in terms of affluence. Between 3 to 4% of Indians own automobiles. Secondly, all put together, in a year we sell about 40 lakh passenger vehicles. China alone sells 9 times more than that. Thirdly, the market is hugely concentrated at the lower ends of the mass market in terms of the pyramid. So 85% of our vehicles sold out of this 40 lakhs are less than 15 lakh price point. And EVs, despite handsome valuations and fantastic brand strength and growth, addressable market is only about 4.5% of the total vehicles that are sold in a year.
It's quite a growth from 1%, isn't it, in that sense?
So, and then if you see across the world, where else will automobiles find growth? Because India's economy, although it would be in the ballpark of 7% growth, 7% growth means every 10 years, our economy is going to double. And trust me, every $1 trillion that gets added to the economy behaves very differently. And we all know, Krishna, the Maslow's hierarchy. People want to go and have a better life. In India, buying a vehicle is not about mobility. It's about status. It's about family aspirations. It's about connectivity. So India is the fastest growing economy in the world. It is also the youngest and the largest population on the planet. So 40 crore Indians, 400 million Indians. And when I go to these panels abroad, I mention this fact and they are reminded of it and they are stunned. 400 million Indians are less than 20 years of age. 650 million Indians, 65 crore Bharatiya, 32 साल से कम उम्र के हैं. So they are going to get into a workforce, they are going to have discretionary spends, they are going to look to buy automobiles. So it is just as well that our highways are growing because our automobile population is set to grow.
Yeah.
So I think in every sense, the automotive sector is going to be a multiplier for the economy.
What I wanted to ask you is this: the kind of cars, the kind of bikes, the kind of products that Indian automakers are putting out. I want to understand, how well do you see these new products sort of adapting to the changing landscape, in terms of what consumers want, in terms of, their aspirations, their needs. You have electric vehicles, cars, from anything from a Comet to a full SUV. That's the kind of market that we exist in right now. I just want to know your thoughts on the kind of products that have hit the Indian market in these times.
I think given the price laddering, see, you have to fundamentally understand two things. And as a marketer, and I, as you know, worked in Royal Enfield for 4 years. I was global head of marketing, and then I worked at Tata Motors Commercial Vehicles for another 4 years. The construct of the market is very different from any of the other markets in the world, particularly the developed markets in the world. The Western markets are very valuable markets of very few people, each having a lot. In the India market, by definition, despite a small ownership, is a mass market of huge number of potentially available people, each having a little. This fundamental difference means that value laddering is very important. Indians, in my parents' generation, they didn't even throw away Bournvita tins. So we are not the kind. Today also, if you open any of our refrigerators, परसों की सब्जी एक कटोरी में cellophane लगा के रखी होगी. We are not people who splurge outside of status shows. And so therefore valuation, value for money, there are a range of anxieties. इसकी सर्विस कहाँ होगी? इसका दाम क्या है? इसकी resale price क्या है? There are a host of things that come in, and even today, almost 90% of Indian buyers buy finance before they buy the vehicle. So essentially it is an arithmetical equation that needs to be solved, and that value discovery, they want it to happen on the table at the dealership with their financier. So India therefore is the most attractive and lucrative market, but it is also a historical graveyard. If you see brand after brand, and I don't want to name them, but the world's leading brands have come in India and gone into their graves, and yet Indian brands have really sprung out of nowhere and done so fabulously well. It's a mix of both.
And where do you see it going from here? Because 2025 was the year of transition, if I may. 2026 is the year when you dive deeper into the direction that 2025 gave you, isn't it? If SUVs was the name of the game, say in 2024 and 2025, what do you think is the name of the game as far as 2026 is concerned? Because an SUV today for an Indian is both a need and an aspiration.
No, I won't be so bold as to project the variant or the model-wise trajectories. But I can tell you a few things. There is headroom for everybody to grow. I don't think the internal combustion engine is a story of yesterday. It is a legacy where people have deep familiarity, deep comfort, deep reassurance. Its value hooks are many. They know they can go to their neighborhood mechanic and get it repaired. So while EVs will continue to thrive in commercial vehicles, principally because of the fabulous value equation and cost of fuel, and in certain utilities elsewhere also because of ease of access. But in passenger vehicles, I think largely as an exploration of status and novelty. Having said that, 2026 is already seeing a lot of acceleration and momentum. We will know on the first when the budget is presented. But it is open secret that the GST has helped change things around. A lot of pent-up demand has come up. It's too early to say whether in the last quarter of the year is typically a buoyant
Fair
one.
enough. Since you mentioned budget, I had to ask you, you rightly said February 1st is the budget. Your expectations and what do you think the automotive industry's checklist is when it comes to what they expect from budget 2026?
No, you make me feel very important as if my wish list is going to
As
come.
somebody who spent decades in this business.
Yeah, well, I can only say that I think the government has, and the Honorable Minister was mentioning that fact, they have been very supportive, and I think the GST changeover has had a huge impact. I think the spate of regulations that allowed for newness to be welcomed in consumers has been a welcome change. And change is happening at both ends. You can see the affluent bracket also making decisions which are with one eye on cost and one eye on preference. But you see markets like scooters. It is a radical transformation that has happened where electrification is concerned. One thing I can say, we must keep our head very clear about China dependence, I feel, because the stranglehold that they have on EV supply chain, end to end, frankly, that scale and cost advantage is not replicable for many, many years anywhere else in the world. So we will have to be very, very Indian in our innovation mindset. We will have to be very specific about values. And we will see, as the market opens up, we will see very many new competitors whose cost arithmetic and profitability mathematics is of another order. So they have staying power, they have deep pockets, and they have the ability to provide products.
As a marketer, I have to ask you this, the number of ads that come out these days trying to position the new cars in so many ways, your take on how much that has evolved in terms of communicating the value proposition to the people, because the value proposition itself is changing, first of all, in terms of what the car offers, and then comes the innovation in terms of telling that story to the people. How well do you think Indian car makers are doing that?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked me this question because this is closest to what I do for a living. In automobile marketing, there is a lot of legacy flavor and it continues to this day. If you see new nameplate introductions, if you see routine advertising, there is a lot of presence of legacy media. But even the visual codes are very similar. All vehicles will be parked at a certain angle. They will have beautiful landscape or a scene on the road. There will be a dealer panel. So it is more and more looking similar. There are 4 things that have happened, Krishna. One, consumers do not, by and large, influence their purchases based on what advertisers are saying, because they believe that advertising is done as a self-seeking mechanism. They don't think, of course, it makes awareness grow, it makes consideration grow, but by and large, we do not rely only on advertising to make our decisions. Secondly, India's economy is now organized around the mobile phone. If you are not effectively present on social media, if you are not being cogent about your presence on answer engines, if your PR is not directed to emerge from consumer concerns rather than talking at them, you will not succeed. So mobility means also that everybody who has a mobile phone is a walking, talking influencer, editor, author, creative producer, and so on, which is where platforms like TV9 come in, because one of the precious things in marketing is the one-to-many relationship. When many people share the same thing, it automatically elevates a brand. And there is a difference between seeing something like automobile advertising on large screen and seeing it on your hand like this.
But Shubhranshu, when I was at the Auto Expo last year, so many of the automakers kept telling me the same thing. Now, when we launch, especially an electric vehicle, the first that they go to is digital. It's not legacy media. Some cars are launched first on digital media with the campaigns designed for digital media and then eventually taken to legacy media.
So, yes, it is true. It depends on how much money you have to spend and what kind of currency you are chasing. Fundamentally, the currency between television and digital is different. In television was always traded and bought as 30-second ad spots. Digital currency is impressions. Now, I don't know what that means beyond just impressions. Traffic is not audience. This is an important distinction we must make. Traffic is not the same as audience. Audience means people who are leaning in, interested in what you are saying, take away things which are relevant to them, and then make a decision in your favor. However, digital has two advantages. One, it is more attribution rich. Secondly, the unit cost is lower, so you can load it for much higher bombardment than television advertising or print advertising and so on. And at the same time, there is a new, very effective method that people have chanced upon, which is influencer marketing. But there again, as a marketer, my caution is, there are many people who are influencers, but they are not influential. There are many people who are influential who are not influencers. You must make a distinction. So anybody with a cell phone who has no job can say, I am an influencer,
No, you need to have a follower count. I'm sure, in Tata Motors, when they pick an influencer to be a part of the campaign, they check the number of followers and then they decide.
No. So the way in which it should be done, and everybody is doing it more or less similarly, is number of followers, views per video, effective cost per video, and if it can be run programmatically, and if you have attribution richness, you should be able to know how much of that directs traffic to your websites or to your booking engines. So yes, there is a method to it. All I'm saying is, for one thing, you cannot discard everything else. You must have a healthy mix, and my strong recommendation is, and all of you know I'm a big believer in television. Television is India's common code. It is in every household. News provides a sense of advocacy. I have in the past with TV9 and with other channel platforms done a lot of advocacy content. I think it works very well. And I think that's important for brands to create.
Fascinating. Before I wrap things up, just a last couple of questions that I want to ask you about. One is, of course, how do you communicate what you communicate? And second is, how does it go back? The feedback loop goes back. And now today, the marketing team is as much part of the company building as much as anything else. So when they communicate it to the consumers and they get the feedback, and that goes back into product development. And that cycle has to be a virtuous cycle, isn't it?
Yes. Here, let me tell you 2-3 things. Again, I'm not being critical of the automotive industry, but there is generally a belief that product sells for itself, then sales sells the products, engineering has a role to play, and marketing, theek hai, karna chahiye, but it's not really essential. Now, that is a fallacy of grand proportions, because, what happens is, when I started first going with my family on vacations, my son was a small boy, so that was the only time he was experiencing good hotels, and he saw Nespresso machine at a few hotel rooms. Now, that impression was so strong in his head that he thinks any hotel room that has Nespresso must be a first-rate hotel. So this is a classic example of reverse brand application, which is not necessarily true. Again, there was a very famous brand thinker, Krishna, called Joel Rafelson. He was a young copywriter in Ogilvy in 1952. He said, a person does not choose brand B over brand A because he thinks brand B is better. He chooses brand B over brand A because he is more convinced that brand B is pretty good. Which means in India, unlike the West, automotive purchase is always going to be a deeply social commitment as well. So despite listening to every influencer, getting all chat GPT answers, going to the dealership, I want to call one Munna Bhaiya, who I think knows a little better than me.
He is the influencer in this
And then
case.
by the way, I don't want critical commentary from him. I don't want him to diss my choice. I just want him to endorse my choice, saying, I think you have chosen the right car. So this is why it's important to have many, many hooks. No marketing can be done with one big harpoon. It has to be done like Velcro with many small hooks.
I was surprised when I went and met the marketing team of Valvoline, the engine oil. They said, I asked, who do you market it to? Now, our first point of marketing is the mechanic. So because the mechanic tells you what is the engine oil you should be using, and he is the target audience for engine oil. So
yeah, with due respect, a quick joke came to my actual anecdote. I was deep in UP when I was in Royal Enfield once, and I was visiting service centers, mechanics, individual mechanics. And with all due respect to Castrol, one guy told me, sir, मैं अच्छी मोटरसाइकिल्स के लिए अच्छी प्रोडक्ट्स यूज़ करता हूँ. मैंने कभी कैस्टर ऑयल के अलावा कुछ नहीं डाला इसके अंदर. So much for brand recognition, but in his head he knows which brand he's referring to.
You said Nespresso. That reminded me of something. Guess who is the face of Nespresso? I'm not sure everybody knows about this. It's George Clooney. For the last 15 years, George Clooney has been the face of Nespresso to the point where at the Golden Globe Awards recently, the anchor asked him, George, you're not winning an award today. Can you tell me how to use an espresso machine properly? It's a little too watery.
Yeah. And I mean, marketing has also done itself disservice. They, whenever it's not successful in business terms, they think ये तो brand के लिए किया है, which is, does not make any sense to the CEO. Or they get into, I saw recently vegan leather. Why can't you call it plastic or vaccine? What is vegan? I mean, so this kind of floweriness is not yielding real value. And automotive is a heavily capitalized industry. Cost of operation is very intensive. Profitability is rare. So you really need to squeeze joy out of marketing.
Squeeze the joy out of marketing. I'm going to ask you to, ask the audience to give a huge round of applause for Mr. Shubhranshu Singh, who's been kind enough to take time out in between all his globe trotting. Take time out today to be with us here this evening as well. Thank you so much, Shubhranshu, for being with us and continuing your association with TV9, especially with our prestigious new initiative, Auto9 Awards. Thank you so much for being with us. Right, I'm going to now request the MD and CEO of TV9 Network, Mr. Barun Das, to please take the stage and welcome the Minister. Mr. Barun Das, please take the stage. Also requesting Minister Ajay Tamta to please take the stage. Requesting Mr. Barun Das to please felicitate Minister Ajay Tamta.
TV9 के जो पहला आपने अवार्ड फंक्शन ऑटो मोबाइल में किया है, मैं आपको बहुत बधाई देता हूं, बहुत शुभकामनाएं भी देता हूं। आज दिन के सत्र में आप सबके बीच में हमारे माननीय मंत्री, जिनके माध्यम से पूरे देश भर के अंदर जो रोड नेटवर्क है और रोड से संबंधित सभी हमारे जो है ट्रांसपोर्ट है, रोड डिवीज़न है, हाईवे विंग्स है, सभी बड़ी लंबी चर्चा माननीय गडकरी जी के द्वारा आपके बीच में की गई है। और जैसा कि चैनल जो है जब 1-to-1 करता है तो सब्जेक्ट्स को निकाल के लेकर आता है, और मैं देख रहा था कि माननीय गडकरी जी के आपने सारे ही इंटरव्यू के माध्यम से पूरे देश भर की ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री के बारे में बहुत डिटेल में जानकारी ली है, और जितनी भी पॉलिसी जो ऑटोमोबाइल सिस्टम को हम और मजबूत देश के अंदर, जो हमारा देश के अंदर जो काम चाहे वो हैवी मोटर्स पे है, ट्रक्स में है, बस में है, कार में है, टू व्हीलर में है, और यहाँ तक कि जो रोड नेटवर्क जो हम नए बना रहे हैं, जिसमें आने वाले समय के अंदर अच्छी रोडें बनने के कारण से जो 2 लेन है उसका 4 लेन बनने के कारण से, चाहे एलिवेटेड रोड है, चाहे टनल्स हमारे द्वारा निर्मित की जा रही हैं, उसके कारण से गाड़ियों की खरीद में बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ोतरी हुई है। जैसा कि आपके ध्यान में ही है, चाहे दिल्ली मुंबई एक्सप्रेसवे है, और अभी थोड़ी दिनों के बाद हमारा दिल्ली देहरादून एक्सप्रेसवे भी बन रहा है। ऐसे हर एक करीब हम 21 एक्सप्रेसवे पूरे देश भर के अंदर बना रहे हैं। चूँकि जब रोड अच्छा बन जाता है तो लोग अपने समय को बचाने के लिए, अब दिल्ली से अगर देहरादून मुझे जाना है तो एयरपोर्ट जाने में मुझे 1 घंटा लगता है, 1 घंटा पहले जाना पड़ता है, फिर 1 घंटा पहले हम देहरादून पहुंचते हैं जॉली ग्रांड, और फिर देहरादून पहुंचने में लगभग 4.5-5 समय आवर का समय लगता है। मगर दिल्ली देहरादून एक्सप्रेस बनने के बाद 2 घंटे में हम दिल्ली पहुंच जाएंगे और अपने संसाधनों के साथ पहुंचेंगे। रोड भी अच्छा बनाया है और गाड़ियाँ भी आपकी अच्छी बनी रही हैं, क्योंकि टेक्नोलॉजी एकदम लगातार अपग्रेड हो रही हैं। बहुत सारा टेक्नोलॉजी का इस्तेमाल करके अच्छे व्हीकल्स का निर्माण पूरे देश भर के अंदर हो रहा है, और मैं तो बहुत बधाई देता हूँ, शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ। पिछले दिनों ऐसे ही इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल का एक्सपो लगा था और देश के बहुत सारे हमारे अपने 2 व्हीलर बनाने वाले, 3 व्हीलर बनाने वाले, 4 व्हीलर बनाने वाले ऐसी कंपनियां उसमें पार्टिसिपेट कर रही थी। तो उन्होंने बहुत उत्साह के साथ बोला था कि हम लोग एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजी को लेकर काम कर रहे हैं। तो इसलिए रोड अच्छा बन रहा है तो आपके ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री में भी बहुत सारा मजबूती आ रही है, अच्छी मार्केट मिल रही है, डोमेस्टिक मार्केट बहुत अच्छा है, एक्सपो बहुत अच्छे तरीके से हमारा बहुत अपग्रेड है। वहीं जहां हम ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री को बढ़ाने के लिए हमारे पास मुझे लगता है 4.5 करोड़ से ज़्यादा हमारे रोज़गार भी हम लोग दे पा रहे हैं। एक बहुत अच्छा अभियान आपके माध्यम से देश भर के लोगों को, अच्छे इंजीनियर्स हमारे बन रहे हैं, हमारे लोगों को रोज़गार देश के अंदर ही आपके माध्यमों से मिल रहा है। तो मैं आप सबको बहुत बधाई देता हूँ, शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ कि आप लगातार अपनी इंडस्ट्री को बढ़ा रहे हैं, तो देश के अंदर रोज़गार भी डेवलप कर रहे हैं। चूँकि मैं भी 1 साल से रोड एंड ट्रांसपोर्ट हाईवेज डिपार्टमेंट को देख रहा हूँ, तो हमने ऐसी जगहों को भी रोड बना दी हैं, चाहे वो आदि कैलाश है, माड़ा है, जहाँ जाने में लोगों को 6 दिन 7 दिन पैदल जाने में लगते थे, वहाँ के खतरनाक दर्रों में, जिन दर्रों में रोड बनाना बहुत ही असंभव है, चूँकि वो मेरी ही कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी है आदि कैलाश। तो ये मान के चलें कि अगर पिथौरागढ़ से धारचूला होते हुए आदि कैलाश लिपू लेक होते हुए लास्ट विलेज माड़ा है के कुट्टी तक जाने में करीब 6-7 दिन लगते थे, आज आपको 3.5 घंटे में आप धारचूला से गुंजी पहुंच सकते हैं। तो ये हमारे बॉर्डर भी बहुत नज़दीक हुए, और उस साइड का जो हमारे पास अभी तक का उस जगह को जाने वाले गाड़ियां नहीं होती थी, तो उन व्हीकल्स की संख्या बढ़ी है। वहाँ लोगों ने बहुत सारे संसाधन लोगों को जुड़े हैं। हमारे जो ट्रांसपोर्ट ले जाने में बहुत समस्या होती थी, वो समस्याओं का समाधान हुआ है, और आपने अच्छे शक्तिशाली इंजन बना के, या आप तो इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल भी अच्छे पावर की आ गई। पहले लोग कहते थे कि पहाड़ों के अंदर हाइट में कैसे ईवी चलेगा, इतनी बैटरी की जान होगी, मगर मैं देखता हूँ कि आज सारे पहाड़ के अंदर, चाहे चारधाम के अंदर है, चाहे लिपू लेक की तरफ को है, चाहे हम जम्मू कश्मीर के बॉर्डर में जाते हैं वहाँ, तो उन सभी जगहों में जाने में आपने अपनी टेक्नोलॉजी को अपग्रेड किया है। उस पे भी आप लोगों का बहुत बड़ा योगदान है, उसके लिए भी मैं आपको बधाई देता हूँ। अभी हमने इथेनॉल की ब्लेंडिंग शुरू की है 20%। आज आपका क्वेश्चन था कि उसमें इंजन में कोई समस्या आ रही, मगर इथेनॉल के कारण से किसी भी प्रकार की इंजन में समस्या नहीं है, क्योंकि इसका रिव्यू मीटिंग मैंने ही लिया था। और चूंकि वो सर्विस जिस प्रकार की डीजल एंड पेट्रोल की गाड़ियों में इंजन की करनी पड़ती है, उतनी ही सर्विसिंग करनी पड़ती है। कहीं भी किसी भी प्रकार के बायोफ्यूल के या इथेनॉल की ब्लेंडिंग के कारण से कोई समस्या उत्पन्न नहीं होती है। इसके लिए भी मैं बधाई देना चाहता हूँ जितने भी हमारे ऑटो मोबाइल्स इस इंडस्ट्री में जुड़े लोग हैं, उन्होंने अपने को अपडेट किया है टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ। जो जो चीज़ हम इस लेकर आ रहे हैं, आप उसमें और एडवांस करके चल रहे हैं, ये अच्छा है। हमारे रोड इंडस्ट्री के अंदर आपको मैं ध्यान देना चाहता हूँ कि हम 2047 के विज़न को लेकर चल रहे हैं। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का जो विज़न है, उस विज़न को लेकर आदरणीय नितिन गडकरी जी के मार्गदर्शन में, चूँकि अभी हमारा लगभग 1,50,000 किलोमीटर का रोड नेटवर्क सिर्फ NH का है। मैं PMGSY या मिनिस्ट्री की रोड की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ जो स्टेट की रोड्स हैं, ये हमारी सिर्फ NH की रोड्स हैं। आने वाले समय के अंदर लगभग देश के अंदर सारी दूरियों को हम कम करने का बहुत लंबा प्रयास कर रहे हैं, उसमें कि हम नए ग्रीन फील्ड डेवलप कर रहे हैं, जिसमें बिल्कुल एक्सेस कंट्रोल वो रोडें रहेंगी। अगर कहीं पर कोई समस्या रहे तो उसके लिए हम वे साइड इम्यूनिटीज़ का भी बहुत अच्छा डेवलपमेंट कर रहे हैं, जिससे कि लोगों को कोई भी प्रकार की असुविधा ना हो। फास्टैग के माध्यम से जो गैंट्री में समय लगता है उसको भी हम GNSS से जोड़ लें, जिससे कि लोगों का समय भी बचे और लोगों का जो टोल है वो भी एक सिस्टम से जाए, जिससे कोई समस्या उस व्यक्ति तक ऐसा उत्पन्न ना हो कि मेरे को समय देना पड़ा, मेरा ज़्यादा पैसा कट गया। अब GNS एडवांस सिस्टम है, जितने देर आप NH पे रहेंगे और स्टेट रोड में जैसे ही आप प्रवेश करेंगे तो आपका उतना ही किलोमीटर का टोल कटेगा, एक भी किलोमीटर का टोल एक्सेस नहीं कटेगा। ऐसी एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजी को रोड एंड ट्रांसपोर्ट हाईवेज लेकर आ रहा है। आज के इस कार्यक्रम में मैं आप सबको बहुत बधाई देता हूं और शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। आपका TV9 का ये पहला प्रयास है, इसको आप और अच्छे से एडवांस तरीके से करके और अच्छा करेंगे, क्योंकि हम लगातार आप तक भी जो बातें आ रही हैं उन बातों को भी मंत्रालय स्वीकार करेगा, क्योंकि अभी एक्सीडेंट के केस बहुत हैं। लगभग 4,80,000 एक्सीडेंट देश भर के अंदर पर ईयर होते हैं और इसमें 1,80,000 लोगों की प्रत्येक वर्ष जान चले जाती है। हमने नई स्कीम लेकर आए हैं राहवीर करके, क्योंकि जो एक्सीडेंट होता है उस समय लगभग 1 घंटे का समय जो होता है वो गोल्डन आवर का होता है। उस गोल्डन आवर में अगर हम किसी को एक्सीडेंट जिसका हुआ है, अगर हम उसको समय तक हॉस्पिटल में पहुंचा दें, उसको इलाज मिले तो उसकी जान बचाई जा सकती है। मगर ऐसे वक्त में भी एक समस्या रहती है कि कोई भी व्यक्ति ले जाने को तैयार नहीं होता। वो चाहता है कि कहाँ मैं ये पुलिस के पचड़े में पड़ूँ, इस समस्या में पड़ूँ। तो उसके लिए हमने एक डिपार्टमेंट ने इस इनिशिएटिव लिया है कि हम उस व्यक्ति पर कोई कार्रवाई नहीं होगी, उस ले जाने वाले व्यक्ति को हम राहवीर बोलेंगे। उसको भी हम एक प्रकार से अवार्ड करेंगे कि 25,000 रुपये तक हमने स्कीम दी है कि हम ऐसे ले जाने वाले व्यक्ति को, चूँकि एक जान की कीमत बहुत ज़्यादा होती है और जो हॉस्पिटल में वो ले जाएंगे उसमें 1.5 लाख रुपए तक का इलाज सरकार के माध्यम से होगा। और वो इस कारण से मरीज का कई बार इलाज नहीं हो पाता कि इसका पेमेंट कौन करेगा। अब इसका पेमेंट भी करने की स्कीम हमारे मंत्रालय के माध्यम से हमने कर ली है, और जिससे कि WHO ने एक मीटिंग रखी थी, उसमें मुझे जाने का अवसर मिला था। हमने बोला है कि हम 2030 तक जो ये एक्सीडेंट के कारण से लगभग 1,80,000 लोगों की जानें जाती है, इसको हम आधे पे लाएंगे, कम करेंगे, इसको ख़त्म करने का प्रयास करेंगे। अच्छे रोड नेटवर्क बनाने के साथ साथ हमारे मंत्रालय को इस बात का भी ध्यान रखना है कि एक्सीडेंट ना हो। और वहीं आपने भी अपने ऑटो सेक्टर के अंदर भी इस प्रकार का बहुत सारा और टेक्नोलॉजी का इस्तेमाल करके कि हम कैसे एक्सीडेंट कम करने में अपनी योजना भूमिका निभा सकते हैं। हमारी मोटर व्हीकल कितने ताकत की होनी चाहिए, किस प्रकार से हम एडवांस सिस्टम का इस्तेमाल करके कम से कम एक्सीडेंट हो, ऐसा मेरा मानना है। मैं आपको बहुत बधाई देने के साथ ये भी कहता हूँ कि आने वाले समय में टीवी नेटवर्क ने जिस प्रकार का ये प्रोग्राम किया है, आने वाले समय में इस प्रकार के प्रोग्राम करके और भी अवेयरनेस के कार्यक्रम से संबंधित कार्यों को भी करें। कभी ड्राइवर्स की भी एक अच्छी पहल करके एक ऐसा ही वो करें, क्योंकि ड्राइवर की बड़ी भूमिका रहती है। कभी मेडिकल्स का भी हम जोड़ें, क्योंकि कहीं जो ड्राइव कर रहे हैं उनके कोई मेडिकल प्रॉब्लम्स हो, आई वीक हो, एक्सीडेंट होते हैं, तो इनको हम करें, ऐसा एक मेरा मानना है। मैं आपको शुभकामनाएं देते हुए आगे बढ़ने के लिए, देश के साथ जुड़ने के लिए, प्रधानमंत्री जी के विजन को सफल करने के लिए, 2047 के विकसित भारत के लिए आप सबको बहुत बधाई देता हूं, क्योंकि ये इंडस्ट्री अपने आप में बहुत बड़ी इंडस्ट्री है। देश में तीसरे नंबर की जीडीपी इस इंडस्ट्री के माध्यम से हम सबको मिलती है। मेरा मंत्रालय भी लगभग 20 लाख करोड़ के काम रोड नेटवर्क के काम कर रहा है। हमारा बजट भी लगभग 3 लाख करोड़ का तो ऐसा रहता है, मगर एक रोड बनाने के लिए हमको 2, ढाई, 3, 4, 5 साल तक लगते हैं। तो इसलिए ये सेक्टर अपने आप में देश को 2047 के विजन को सफल करने के लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभा रहा है। आइए सब मिल करके इस भूमिका में अपना अपना योगदान दें। आज के इस कार्यक्रम में आए सभी डेलीगेट्स को बहुत बधाई है, शुभकामनाएं।
Thank you so much. Huge round of applause for Minister Ajay Tamta again. Thank you so much, sir. Please requesting you to take your seat because we would be requiring you soon to hand out a bunch of awards. But ladies and gentlemen, before we go any further, what you're about to see next is India's next big movement. Because we at TV9 are about to build something you've never seen on screen before. A first of its kind automotive reality show. That's right. The biggest in the country. 10 elite teams from India's top technical institutions will enter a national build-off, battling on design, innovation, performance, and of course, speed to create one dream on wheels. The great Indian car. Take a look at this.
1957. The first Indian cars arrived. We fell in love with motion. And a new kind of dream rolled into our homes. 7 decades later, it's time to build what we've been dreaming of. India is about to make a sound the world can't ignore. Listen. It begins as a curve in someone's notebook, in hostel rooms, in midnight garages, in notebooks stained with grease and ambition. So we built a stage big enough for the biggest Indian dream, turning it into the biggest battlefield in Indian automotive. This is where India builds its own car. The great Indian car. Built to be ours.
Well, if that just gave you goosebumps, well, good. So here's the question. Do you want to watch history or help build it? Because this is the stage where India's next makers rise and where the brands own the spotlight. So requesting you to be the one that built it. And with that, we move forward for the proceedings of the evening for our next set of awards. And to give out those awards, I'm going to request our MD and CEO, Mr. Bharatvarsh, to please come on stage, and also Minister Ajay Tamta ji to please come on stage to felicitate our award winners tonight. All right, so let's begin the next set of awards, the biggest set that we have so far. The first category is Performance Hatchback of the Year. Do we have the nominations for Performance Hatchback of the Year? That's right, Volkswagen Golf GTI, Mini Cooper S, Performance Hatchback of the Year. Yes, and the winner of the Performance Hatchback of the Year is Volkswagen Golf GTI. Huge round of applause for Volkswagen Golf GTI. Up next, Premium Bike of the Year. Can we have the nominations for the next category, Premium Bike of the Year? Premium Bike of the Year. That's right. TVS Apache RTX 300, Royal Enfield Classic 650, and Aprilia Tuono 457. And the winner is TVS Apache RTX 300. Huge round of applause for TVS and the team from TVS. All right, next category, EV Scooter of the Year. First of all, congratulations to TVS Apache. Next award is the EV Scooter of the Year. Can we have the nominations for EV Scooter of the Year? TVS Orbiter, Honda Activa E, Hero Vida VX2, and Kinetic DX. And the winner is TVS Orbiter. Huge round of applause for, again, the TVS Orbiter team. Thank you to the team from TVS. Moving on to the EV Motorcycle of the Year. That's the next award. Can we have the nominations for EV Motorcycle of the Year? And there you go. Ultraviolet X47 crossover, Matter Era 5000 plus, Revolt RV Blaze X, and Oban Roar EZ Sigma. And the winner is Ultraviolet X47 crossover. Huge round of applause for Ultraviolet and the team from Ultraviolet here to collect the award. Congratulations to Ultraviolet. Thank you. Up next is the Value for Money two-wheeler category. Can we have the nominations for Value for Money two-wheelers? On your screens now, TVS Apache RTX 300, Suzuki Access 125, Honda CB 125 Hornet, and Hero X-Pulse 210. And the winner is TVS Apache RTX 300. Another round of applause for the team from TVS Apache. Thank you. Congratulations to the team from TVS Apache. Double winners for the evening. After Value for Money, it's time now for Design of the Year in the two-wheeler category. Can we have the nominations for Design of the Year? Two-wheelers, Honda CB 125 Hornet, TVS N-Torque 150, Ultraviolet X47 crossover. And the winner is Ultraviolet. Huge round of applause for Ultraviolet X47 crossover. If that was the design of the year, what about the design update of the year? That's the next award for update of the year in two-wheelers. And we have a very clear winner. Suzuki Access 125 is the winner of the update of the year. Huge round of applause for Suzuki. Okay, up next is the scooter of the year. This time in the ICE engine category. We're keeping it with two-wheelers. Scooter of the year. Can we have the nominations for scooter of the year in ICE? We have Suzuki Access 125, Hero, Zoom 160, TVS N-Torque, and Aprilia. And the winner is Aprilia SR 175 for the scooter of the year. Huge round of applause for Aprilia. Do we have the team from Aprilia over here? Yes, we do. They're right at the back of the room, so we'll give them a little time to come to the stage. Congratulations, Aprilia, for winning the scooter of the year. Up next, for our next award, is the new entrant of the year. The new entrant of the year, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for VinFast, the new entrant of the year award winners. Okay, we've done with all the two-wheelers. Quickly, our next award is for four-wheelers and for those who export. The Export Champion of the Year award goes to Maruti Suzuki India Limited. Huge round of applause for Maruti Suzuki winning the Export Champion of the Year award. We have representatives from Maruti Suzuki. Yes, we do. All right, congratulations, Maruti Suzuki. We are in the home stretch of the awards. Last few left, requesting both the gentlemen on stage to please be a little patient. We have next the Campaign of the Year, and the Campaign of the Year award goes to Skoda Octavia. Huge round of applause for Skoda Octavia X Rishabh Sharma, the Campaign of the Year. All right, quickly, last couple of awards left. I'm going to go with the last penultimate one. Digital Activation of the Year award, and that award goes to Hyundai Creta EV. Huge round of applause for Hyundai. Yes, Anukriti, you can take the stage quickly. All right, and finally, the final award for the night, a very important award as far as us, the consumer, is concerned, After Sales and Customer Delight Award. And this last but not least, the final award goes to Honda Cars India Limited. Huge round of applause for Honda winning After Sales and Customer Delight Award at the Auto9 Awards. Right, and with that, we are done with the set of awards at this stage. I'm going to thank our Honorable Minister Ajay Tamta for taking time out to be there. Huge round of applause for Minister Ajay Tamta for being with us here at the Auto9 Awards. Thank you so much, sir, for taking time out, and thank you, Barunji, as well, for staying on stage for all those awards. So the next panel discussion, ladies and gentlemen, is called The Great Gear Shift, Consumers Spoiled for Choices. The Great Gear Shift, Consumers Spoiled for Choices. And for this panel discussion, so let me invite the panelists on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Vice President Sales and Marketing of Honda Cars India, Mr. Kunal Bell. Requesting Mr. Kunal Bell to please take the stage. Huge round of applause for Mr. Kunal Bell. We also have the Senior Vice President Sales and Marketing at Kia India, Mr. Atul Sood. Requesting Mr. Atul Sood to please take the stage.
ऑडियंस का सबसे पहले तो बेहद शुक्रिया for all the patience, and congratulations to all the winners, especially TVS. I can see at least 4 awards right now on the TVS table. Congratulations TVS, and congratulations to all the winners. 2020 this year 25 has been a year of change. As I said in my earlier editor's note that this year we saw change happening from EVs, from hybrid to EVs, and SUVs dominated. And before I introduce my guest, the 2025 ended on a note which is going to make 2026 special. And that's why Kia India, Atul Sood, is present here, and I'm talking about Seltos. Thank God it is not there in our nominations this year, sir. Otherwise, it would have been tough for many of the cars who were there in the Car of the Year category. Congratulations on that wonderful Seltos. It's been a fantastic time that I spent with that car. It's awesome. That's what we say, the real gear shift. And Kunal Bell, I was fortunate enough, sir, to be there with you in Japan. And what I saw there is a new Honda, a 2026, which looks to be the gear shift for Honda in India. I will start with Kunal sir first. For 2026, right now consumers are asking for more and more every time. They are spoiled for choices, if I say, right? They want everything. They want they want touchscreens, they want panoramic sunroof, they want petrol, diesel, hybrid, EV, all the things. How are you going to cope up with these kind of pressure that is there on the manufacturers with so much of confusion around regarding all these fuels and everything?
Thank you so much for having me on the panel. So first of all, the word spoiled probably is not the right tone. How I believe is that he is now empowered with a lot of options, multiple options. And it's about him to choose and take an informed decision after having those multiple choices. And let me tell you, a couple of years back, when we used to have the mobile industry, so you walk into a mobile store and you had the choices of having kind of operating system, a kind of battery, or probably having screen size, and so on. Now in the automobile industry, you have choices not just on the body size, in terms of, you mentioned about the powertrains, fuel options, but apart from those things, he also has, the choice of choosing how personalized the car he wants. He also has choosing a lot of finance options. He has a fun of choosing the insurance, and most importantly, how he communicates with the brand. And that's how you see a lot of people have stopped coming to the showrooms. They first do the entire digital buying, and that is how they end up coming to the showrooms. So what I'm trying to say here is that that era of choosing is now actually depends upon the automobile OEMs as well as for the dealer partners, that how nicely they can explain. And I would like to say this 3C thing. The first is how nicely you can communicate to remove the confusion in the customer's mind and trying to give him a confidence. So while you have mentioned you have so many choices, but it's more a responsibility of the dealer partners and the OEM so that they educate the customer properly. And that's the one important thing which I think should be coming up from everybody's side.
Atul sir, I remember when the first Seltos was launched. At that time, I believe Kia was the first manufacturer which came up with so many choices, right? And after that, it's been a success story for Kia till now. Now, at a leadership level, if you may decode, how tough or easy it is to maintain compliance, safety, and then manage product platforms at such a fast pace?
Thank you so much, Sam. First of all, I think compliance and safety, that has to be inbuilt in the DNA of the company. So I think that's one thing which at Kia we strongly feel there's no compromise. But how do you respond faster to the customer requirements? Because when we launched the Seltos in the year 2019, we were the first ones to introduce connected technology in the country, and a lot of new features that we introduced. And we've continued to ensure that the customers get an experience which is actually a little ahead of competition. And our focus has been on better technology, better design, and more safety. Broadly, how do we do that as leaders? We keep our eyes and ears on the ground. We try and understand the customer feedback from different platforms. And currently, we're working towards how do we get more AI to get more information from the customer across the digital platforms. And based on that information, how do we work towards integrating that into our design so that we evolve our products much faster towards the requirements of a customer? Because I think as all of us know, the race is very competitive and we need to stand out. So that's a constant endeavor to deliver beyond expectations to our customers.
Absolutely. Until now, Kia has been right at the top in that case. Kunal sir, when we were talking about changing the gears, especially in 2026, which is the right gear to choose right now? Whether it's going to be an ICE, is it going to be an hybrid, or is it going to be an EV, which is going to set the pace for Honda and even for the whole automotive industry per se?
I think, Sam, India is a very fast-growing market, and it's combination of a lot of mini markets. So it's very difficult to choose upon one powertrain that serves everybody right. So I think the future holds that it has to be a mix of every powertrain which customer gets delighted about, be it ICE, be it hybrid, be it electric. Probably, Minister Sir spoke about the flex fuels. And so I think it's about how OEM is well prepared to deliver what the customer wants depending upon his needs. So Honda is surely working on that front. I think even in Japan, you saw we are now strongly coming up with electric very soon, and that's a global introduction from our side. And India is the first market for the mass market, which is going to be launching the first EV, and we're going to export it to other part of the world as well. But going forward, we'll definitely look forward for more powertrains, to come in. Thanks.
Our audience would love to know. I was there with you, but audiences love to know, what is in store for Honda. What are the kind of technology, the cars that we are talking about? Because what I saw was fantastic. Those concepts we saw there, which are the concepts that, that may come to India in the recent time, whether it's going to be a 2026 end or 2027 start, that we will be able to see those lovely SUVs in the market.
So we have about 10 launches being planned till the year 2030, and as the market is going towards an SUV, so we have a plan of launching about 7 SUVs. And as Sam said, you saw a lot of cars showcased in Japan, but not just the concept cars. They are actually cars which are going to be coming up in India. And I'm very sure that the customers are going to love it, not just, as I mentioned, in one powertrain. It's going to be there in various powertrains. So there's a lot of excitement coming up, specifically focused for Indian market. And as you said, the most proud moment was that the Honda Zero Alpha, which was parked in the center stage of Japan. It had international media covering up, all Japan customers looking at it, and that's a car which will be manufactured in India, manufactured for the world. So stay tuned to the Honda news. I'm sure everybody's going to get excited. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Can I add something?
Yes,
to
yes,
that?
please.
I think in terms of energy mix, I think you mentioned about hybrids, strong hybrids, I mean, electric and the regular ICE engines. So broadly, our understanding is the customer needs are actually evolving. And also the energy mix in the country is also changing. So whether it's flex fuels, hybrids, EVs, so there's going to be space for all, actually. And we're all working towards, meeting the requirements of regulation of the country. So all these powertrains actually are going to play a very crucial role overall towards meeting, one, the customer needs, and more importantly, towards regulation compliance as well. So I just wanted to add to that, Kunal. Sorry.
On that particular note, Atul, if I, as you said that there are n number of choices, it's all about regulations. But we see a U-turn as far as EVs are concerned internationally. Do you think that is going to have any sort of sentimental effect here when we are talking about EVs here in India or any other hybrid?
I think possibly you're referring to the US example.
Yes.
So I think Europe is now going to go into electrification, so that's going to be a very good learning curve for us. But whatever we've seen in India so far, so electrification overall, the journey has been positive. In the year 25, actually the EV contribution has doubled to 4% as compared to 2% in the previous year. So overall, the direction from the government in terms of building the infrastructure, more quality cars coming on Indian roads in terms of EVs. So overall, I think is positive, and customers in India are also very tech savvy. So they want to go in for newer technology, especially the younger segment of customers. So currently, from what we feel, this is on the right trajectory. But having said that, I think it's not just going to be EVs. The entire electrified technology, which is going to, define the landscape of Indian automobile industry.
Superb. Talking about the challenges only, if I say, Honda won the award for the customer delight. Customers are now demanding more and more. Congratulations on that, Kunal. But when you have that kind of a pressure regarding customers, they want everything in their car. And now product cycle is also, earlier we used to see a facelift in 5 years. Now facelifts are happening in just 2 years. How do you cope up with that challenge?
Yeah, I think market is very competitive in India, and customers look for very strong value for money. Actually, that's very important, and we need to always try and deliver that to the customers. So to answer to your question, how do we do that? As I said again, we try and understand the requirements of the customer at a much faster pace. So we try and build on customer service immediately after the launch. What is it that they liked in the product, and what is it that they would like to have more in the product? So that's starting point. And we're also building more flexibility in terms of design and production flexibility so that we can try and work on shorter lead times in terms of meeting the requirements of the customer. And once again, I say, it's a very commonly used terminology, but AI is going to play a very strong role to capture the requirements of the customer at a much faster pace, because otherwise just customer service alone, it's a lot of time consuming. So we're going to rely heavily on AI to get this kind of information from the market and then evolve our production requirements, our design requirements accordingly.
Kunal, is AI going to play a role even in terms of production? Is there a role of AI even in manufacturing that we see as we move forward?
Yeah, definitely. I think AI is more about precision. AI is gathering more information. So the usage is not just limited to one specific domain of the automobile cycle. You mentioned about manufacturing, but very happy, as Atul rightly said, even in the sales part, there's a new revolution which is added to the Honda network, wherein every call which a consultant does with the customer, it's kind of recorded, and the AI is constantly listening to it, and it guides as a mentor to the consultant that probably you missed this part of the customer which he was trying to request. And in this way, the communication between the customer gets much, much better. We're able to understand what customer really wants and achieving to his satisfaction. So I think AI, definitely, I agree with him, is definitely a next level of revolution, but it's going to get us much closer to the customer and much high level of delivery to the customers.
I have a lot of my friends sitting here from the jury. They are of a take that, having too many things in a car actually take the driving pleasure out of it. Do you think, as we move forward, possibly we may come back to the less touch screen, less communication, or less Bluetooth connectivities and all those apps and everything that are inbuilt. Do you see that coming back of an era where driving becomes more important than all these features?
I think I wanted to restrain the comment on this, but frankly speaking, I, in a large sense, agree to it. And that is where the Honda's philosophy of man maximum, machine minimum, comes into the picture, where we don't want to overwhelm the customers with too many features, too many fancy screens, trying to divert his mind on those features. But definitely, I believe it has to be minimalistic. It has to add value to the customer in terms of driving, giving a driving pleasure, but also giving a sense of strong safety. So the core DNA of Honda of man maximum, machine minimum is something we like to hold on.
Yes. Atul, coming back to because Kia is right at the top. You understand automotive industry like anything. At a macro level, what is the biggest gear shift that you believe that India is going to see in next 2026? For this year, what will be the biggest gear shift from your side, which is going to take the industry forward?
I think the entire auto industry is looking at one thing. I'm saying possibly from two perspectives. One is from an OEM perspective. So I think all of us are gearing very strongly. How do we work towards complying with CAFE 3 norms, which are going to kick in next year? So how do we build that capability across powertrains, as I said, whether it's electrified technology, strong hybrid, CNG, etc. And customers, I think, what we feel in the market is they're going to be spoiled for options. So my slight difference of opinion from what Kunal said is customers, if you look at younger customers, what I see as youngsters, they love to have more technology in the car.
Okay.
And way they use that technology is phenomenal, that's one. And second, even the drivers, the people who are driving the cars, the kind of features and advantages you have, whether it's with ADAS in terms of safety, whether it's proactive or reactive, or it's in terms of even driving convenience, comfort. I'll just give one example that when you're reversing the car, and nowadays you have sensors that even if someone is coming in from other side, your car will automatically stop. So it adds to a lot of convenience for the drivers actually in today's world. So we're going to see more technology coming in, and more, even all across manufacturers are working towards providing the technology to the customers. So it's going to be a very good year for the customers. Technology is going to play a very crucial role, and I think Indian automobile industry towards mobility, the progress is quite good.
And that's going to improve safety on roads?
I was listening to the minister, yes, absolutely, because see, there is one aspect in terms of infrastructure, how we are developing. It's going to add value in terms of having more safety, no doubt about that. Government is playing its part, but what is equally important is if you have features like ADAS, they give a lot of safety which is inbuilt into the car. Just as one example, let's say if you are just dozing off by any chance, so the steering wheel vibrates, absolutely. It tells you to wake up.
Absolutely.
Similarly, there's a forward collision impact that can be avoided. So there are multiple features which are now available, which will avoid these accidents proactively as well.
And that's make you also a better driver. So most of our viewers who are listening right now, there are sometimes, Kunal, if I may share, when we talk to customers, they say that having an ADAS is some type of problem. They are not able to understand. But ADAS actually make driving safe because as we use it, we become better drivers. Talking about safety, better drivers, we have seen n number of things happening in our country in last few years. There are some very fantastic initiatives taken by our fellow OEMs like Maruti Suzuki in terms of licensing and everything. You believe that a gear shift is also required in terms of rules that get better people on road? As far as driving is concerned, we need some sort of more empowerment, some sort of more knowledge that need to be shared with these people.
Yeah, I think like Satul said, safety is one of the most prime important thing which we need to focus. And Honorable Minister gave a very scary number of how many accidents happen on road every year. So like Honda, we are focusing a lot on zero traffic fatalities. Currently, all our cars have the Honda sensing, as you said about the ADAS. And it is a combination of both active as well as passive safety features. So as you mentioned, I can't give a data front, but interestingly, the cars which have ADAS have much less body collision from the front and of course from the sides. And I think you talked about the rules. I think the insurance companies probably should think about that drivers driving the car more safely, which have probably ADAS inbuilt, their premium should be lowered. So I'm sure as the awareness about ADAS usage, about the safety, new policies would really help for early adoption to such technologies. That's, I think, another way of the future.
Till now we were talking about, product. We were talking about, industry, how it need to change gear shift. But, both of you are masters in your trade. That is, sales and marketing, right? These days, launches are big event, right? Launches are, it's more of an enterprise, right? Atul, if I say, how do you plan, these big launches? Because you need to have one communication going in between the PR and all the other stakeholders involved. So how do you plan, these big enterprise events, if I say?
That'll be like leaking out the trade secret. But having said that, see, any launch end objective, honestly speaking, is how do you deliver that experience to the customer? And if you have to do that successfully, the only way is that I think whatever departments you mentioned, sales, marketing, product planning, pricing, PR, even after sales, very crucial. Yeah. All of them have to come together. Training have to come together to deliver that experience to the customer. And this is not feasible unless much before the actual launch, all these departments actually sit together and decide an overall comprehensive strategy and how each of their roles actually stitches into the overall launch strategy. Unless that happens, if the experience to the customer is not good, whatever good launch you do, if the customer is not experiencing what we're trying to communicate through the mass media, obviously you'll not get success.
And for me, the launch that I witnessed, the Seltos launch, I think you proved it right. It was a magic of a launch that I saw during that day. It was fantastic. And now Kunal is also planning for some big launches in the coming year. Kunal, talking about solutions. What kind of solutions that you believe is required for the automotive industry to accelerate further at a much faster speed from the policy side?
So I think one of the key policy initiative which one should do is that the hybrids, probably needs to be positioned in a more tax-friendly structure. So while we all know GST 2.0 has really built in the demand, probably for first-time users who really want to go to the EV, but because of limitation of the charging infrastructure, maybe at their end or place they're working, hybrid is definitely a great choice. So I believe that's one part which probably could really include the adoption of EV very quickly. The second part is, I believe, the omni-channel. I think in the morning we had a session with someone. So the digital adoption is quite critical. And from that sense, we see our customers getting new touch points in different areas, and from that point, data privacy is another important angle while we're interacting with customers through different platforms. So that's also one strong area of probably we need to look at.
Kunal, I'm sure that the audience is right now waiting for the next set of awards. We have a fantastic nomination process that we did. We had a jury who were able to sort it out and get the best cars and bikes of this year. Before we leave, your final take, Atul, on how do you see the automotive industry in terms of numbers and volumes, and where do you see India on the global map?
I think after the almost first 9 months of last calendar year, we had almost zero growth, very stagnant. It's only post the GST reforms that we saw very good traction in the market, and we grew almost close to 18 to 19% in the last quarter of 25. And beginning this year also, whatever we are seeing, overall, the market demand is quite positive, and it's driven more by, I would say, the sub 4 meter SUVs. That's in very big demand actually as of now what we see. And also there is demand in general other models as well. So overall at Kia we strongly feel that this positive growth story will continue to this year as well. Specifically giving you a numbers, broadly we would peg it at about 10% growth that we're looking at in the year 26 over 25 as well. But that's mainly driven by whatever we have seen post GST. That's been a big game changer for us as well.
That's fantastic numbers actually. It seems to be on the positive side, which is awesome. Kunal, same thing I would love to know. What is your prediction on the automotive industry? What kind of number, volumes, and where do you see? Because I see a number of our products going and making big on the global stage. Do you see products in coming future making big on the global stage?
Yeah, definitely. So I agree with Atul. The major growth this year has happened after the rollout of GST 2.0, and that's sustained demand, because even in the month of Jan you see a big uptick in the less than 4 meters. And I surely believe India as a country, we're still under 50 people who earn cars in the first 1,000 people. So there is a big scope, and we have the infrastructure being supported. The minister just said we have approximately 30 kilometers of road being made every day. So there is everything which is going towards right. And surely the job of OEMs is to get more advanced technology to the customers, and so that they can adopt to it. So we are quite bullish on the India automobile industry as such. And that's how Honda is now going to come very strongly with 10 products launches, as I said. So yes, exciting times for everyone.
Fantastic. So it's a time for a gear shift, and 2026 is going to be a gear shift for the whole automotive industry. And Auto9 is again going to celebrate next year Auto9 Awards in the same manner with some fantastic products. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for taking time out and being part of the Auto9 Award. A huge round of applause for Atul Sood and Kunal Bahl. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Sam, for that. Thank you to the wonderful gentleman on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the last set of awards. I have it with me over here. The winners of the last set of awards. And to give away the last set of awards, let me please invite on stage Mr. Sumit Sharma, Customer Marketing Head. Requesting Mr. Sumit Sharma to please come on stage. We also request Vikram K, COO of TV9 Network, to please come on stage to give away the last set of awards. If we can have Vikram K on stage.
Can we have the nomination?
Yeah, okay. We'll begin with the nominations for the design of the year for four-wheelers. Can we have the nominations for design of the year four-wheelers, please?
Krishna, this year has been a year of design delight. Look at the cars that are standing there. It was the toughest of the nominations that we have done. VinFast, VF7, Tata Sierra, and Mahindra BE6. All three cars that we see right now, they have so many X factors involved to it. And the winner for this year, design of the year, is Tata Sierra.
Huge round of applause for Tata Sierra. You know, this award could have easily been called the comeback of the year, isn't it? It's one of the oldest iconic cars in India called Tata Sierra. Should have been called the comeback of the year. And what a comeback it's been, isn't it?
Yes, Tata Sierra has been, most talked about car in the country right now. Everybody is talking about Tata Sierra, and the kind of booking number that we have seen. Incredible.
Yeah.
I'm
requesting the team to stay on stage. We want to ask you a couple of questions, because who would have thought in the year 2026 Tata Sierra wins the Design of the Year award? I mean, I'm not saying it is a complete surprise, but it's such a great nostalgic throwback. And so, I personally would like to call it the comeback of the year. Can you tell us, give us some idea of what exactly went into the design of Tata Sierra? If you can give them the mic, please.
Thank you. First of all, thank you very much. It's an honor to be here and receive this award for super talented design team of Tata Motors, India and global design team. It was pretty challenging. Recreating an icon is always very challenging, and especially Sierra, where it was not just to recreate exactly the Sierra image, but also to take care of the progressive era in which we are living in. So yeah, it was pretty interesting, and few very important design features like wrap-around roof, B-pillar graphic was very, very helpful in terms of communicating Sierra graphics and Sierra emotions to everybody.
Sam?
Yes, Sierra. If I may add, Sierra has been an emotion, to be honest. And Pooja, if I'm not wrong, last 6 months you have been really busy. The kind of activities that you have done, Sierra Global Unveil that I remember, after that the launch, and then n number of events that you have done. The kind of euphoria that you have created, it's incredible. What was the biggest challenge for you, if I say, when you were supposed to make the marketing plan for Tata Sierra?
I think it was not a challenge, but a responsibility on us that the brand, which is a legendary brand and an iconic brand that Tata Sierra is, how do you make sure that the love and the excitement continues even after 2 decades of it not being on road, right? So I think that was the responsibility that we had as a marketing team. And we ensured, the only focus that we had is that make sure that the legend has a legendary comeback. And that's what we managed to do, and the team pulled it off. Yeah.
Congratulations, gentlemen, to Tata Sierra. Thank you very much, Pooja. Thank you, thank you.
Time now for the next set of awards. Next award is one of my favorites. It's the Premium Sedan of the Year. Can we have a look at the nominations for Premium Sedan of the Year? The nominations are BMW 2 Series Grand Coupe, Skoda Octavia RS, and Toyota Camry. These are the nominees.
And let me share the car that we had most fun on the track is the winner for this year, Premium Sedan of the Year. And no guesses, is Skoda Octavia RS.
In the age of SUVs, I guess it's very difficult to get a great sedan out on the roads, and all these nominees have had fantastic sedans out on the roads, and the winner, clearly an iconic brand, be it the name of the car maker or the name of the car per se, both iconic. Yeah. If you're done with the photo opportunity, we have a couple of stay on stage, gentlemen. We're not letting you go. You've just won an award for Skoda Octavia, a car that's been a part of Indian lives for a very long time. And here you are in 2026. I'm going to repeat this. We live in the age of SUVs. And here you have dreamt up a premium sedan. Can you tell us what was the thought process behind the Skoda Octavia RS?
Excuse me, one again.
Can you tell us, when it comes to Skoda Octavia RS, what was the thought process behind both the product and the marketing?
Generally, I think I'm happy that we have celebrated 25 years of the brand last year on the market here, and we have celebrated it with the biggest icon of Skoda, which built up the brand literally here in India, which basically answers your question, I think. What is the best celebration than to bring the biggest icon that the brand has globally?
Yeah, absolutely. Biggest icon that the brand has in India. And with that, you take it to the next level as far as your India operations is concerned, isn't it? No?
If Ashish is watching this, from there, Skoda Octavia RS winning this. Ashish, I got a question for you there, that, when are you going to bring the next set of RS in the country? Congratulations, gentlemen, once again. Thank you for the Premium Sedan of the Year, Skoda Octavia RS.
Thank you.
Okay, can you answer this question? When is the next one?
Of course, I think from yesterday onwards, it's not a secret, not a big secret. We are building up the RS legacy in India. So we are definitely not about to end with bringing our global models and global icons. So Octavia, we will definitely repeat. And there will be more. There will be in the SUV segment Kodiaq RS as the other brand coming as well in the next year.
Big announcement of a huge round of applause for Skoda. We can expect a brand new SUV from the Skoda stable But talking about breaking news, we have that right here, ladies and gentlemen, from Skoda. Brand new SUV expected in 2026. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being a part of this evening, and congratulations on winning the Premium Sedan of the Year.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Okay. Then we go to the other end of the spectrum, Sam. After the Premium Sedan of the Year, it is the other end of the spectrum, the Value for Money Sedan of the Year. And there is one very clear winner this time, isn't it? As far as the Value for Money Sedan of the Year, the name should not surprise too many people.
Yeah.
Because so many have already bought that car.
It's man maximum, machine minimum. Can we have the winner? That is?
Winner is Honda Amaze. Huge round of applause for Honda Amaze for winning. And again, we're not letting you go. India is a price-sensitive market. We all know that. What does it take to make the value for money car? Everybody is trying to do that. You're not the only one trying to do that. And we know the number of Honda Amazes that are there on the roads. You cannot, pass traffic without seeing a Honda Amaze. That's how much it's sold, isn't it? So, can you tell us what is the X factor behind Honda Amaze?
First of all, thank you TV9 for this extremely valuable award of Value for Money award. And I would say that every Honda car that's built up is engineered to deliver a lasting driving performance and a technology that's not just limited to brochures, but you actually can experience that on road. And the Honda Amaze, I think the classy moment you asked is that it offers a next level of safety feature, which is ADAS, I think which we spoke about in the previous forum. And that's at a very affordable price of 9.99. So while you are enjoying the CVT driving pleasure at that price, but you also have a backing of outstanding level of safety. So that's what I think makes it special. And I would kind of dedicate this award to all the Honda customers who've enjoyed the global standards of driving pleasure on Indian roads at a local price. So that's how it makes it so special. Thank you so much.
Global car with local price, ladies and gentlemen. Huge round of applause for Honda Amaze. Thank you. And congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Up next is a category that India has loved for a very long time. India is currently in love with SUVs, but guess what? The Pehla Pyar, the original love. It's not the SUV, it's the MPV. So, up next is the MPV of the Year award. And do we have the nominations for the MP of the Year? Because I know the winner of the year for MPV of the year, and the winner is MG M9, MPV of the year winner, MG M9. Huge round of applause for MG. All right, ladies and gentlemen and lady, stay on stage, stay on stage. MPV as a category is not the easiest to crack. It's a category that, you really need a lot of work in terms of both the design, what goes into the product, and, how you communicate it. Tell us, how did it happen, and all the talk is about SUVs and possibly sedans and hatchbacks. Here you have created a fantastic MPV. Can you tell us a little bit about, what went behind MG M9? Any one of you, if you can give them a mic, please. Do we have a mic? We have a mic.
So when we thought about this segment itself, the one thing which customer wants is when they sit inside the car, they want to feel like a president. And that's what this car does. And that's why it's called presidential limousine. So when you sit on a throne inside, the chair gives you entire control, entire luxury, entire comfort. And that was the key to get into the MPV segment.
Okay. The car for presidents, the car to make you feel like the president of a country. Huge round of applause for MG M9. Congratulations to the team. Thank you so much for taking time out to be with us, and wishing you more awards in the future as well. Okay, up next, we have the next category, the Luxury EV of the Year Award. The Luxury EV of the Year Award, do we have the nominations for the Luxury EV of the Year? And there you go, on your screens, Mercedes-Benz G580, MG M9, Porsche Cayenne EV, and BMW iX1 LWB. And the Luxury EV of the Year award goes to Mercedes-Benz G580. Huge round of applause for Mercedes. Do we have somebody from Mercedes to take the award? Or we have somebody from TV9? All right, quickly on to the next award of the year, of the day, which is Sports Car of the Year Award. Do we have the nominees for the Sports Car of the Year Award? On your screens now are the nominees for the Sports Car of the Year: Maserati, MG Cyberster, Aston Martin Vanquish, and Mercedes-Benz AMG CLE. And the Sports Car of the Award goes to MG Cyberstar. Huge round of applause for MG. Okay. The team from MG, I'm going to congratulate you again, ask you to stay on stage. What is happening? You guys should not leave the stage at this rate. And here you are winning the most odd categories that you would not ideally associate with MG. You have MPV, you have a limousine, and now Sports Car of the Year. I'm curious now, MG is making so many cars. What was the thought behind competing? You know the brands that you're competing with and you've won this award. Can you tell us something about the Sports Car of the Year? What went into that exactly? If you can give us a...
So on our 100 year, so MG celebrated 100 year last year. So we wanted to bring back the romance of two-door. So it's inspired from MGB, which used to be a top-selling sports car back in 60-65. And our designer back in the homeroom thought of how do we really reimagine that with the futuristic design. And that's how the Cyberster was created. And the magic you see with the Cyberster, wherever you go with Cyberster, you will never get unnoticed. With those electric scissor door, convertible roof, and 0 to 100 in just 3.2 seconds. It's a true head turner, which we did on 100 year.
How are you doing this? They're completely, apples and oranges, from M9 to Cyberster. And clearly, everything from, the product development to the communication to the marketing, I'm guessing two completely different teams are doing it, but somehow, you're able to win up one award after the other. How do you guys work at MG over here? And the people from Cyberster are competing with the people from M9? Or what's the kind of internal competition that goes on?
I think that's in the DNA. Back in 60s also, we used to be known for a two-door sports car, and now we are an auto tech company. If you see our 8 years journey, we got internet, electric, autonomous, AI, beautiful sports car, and a luxurious MPV. So it's in our DNA.
Okay. I want to hear from other members of the team as well. This car is talking about auto and technology at the intersection. The question that some of the people from our team is asking is that, is this a car or is this a gadget? What have you made?
I can only say that you drive once and you will know it. So I just wanted to add that we've launched MG Select. We have launched 2 products. We have launched 14 experience centers. And we have done so much more with a very, very small team in less than 1 year. Thank you so much.
Huge round of applause for that very, very small team, which is making very, very big cars. Huge round of applause for MG. Congratulations, guys. I'm not sure if you could be invited on stage again, but for now, congratulations for picking up 2 back-to-back awards. Okay, time now to move on to the next award category, and that is the Luxury SUV of the Year. Can we have the nominees for the Luxury SUV of the Year? Mercedes-Benz, again, G580, BMW iX1 LWB, BMW X3 and Volvo XC90. And the winner of the luxury SUV of the year is BMW X3. Huge round of applause for the team from BMW. One of my favorite brands. Requesting the team to please stay on stage. I was just talking to the MG guys and I said, not too much internal competition for them. You have two nominations in the same category. I have a friend who owns the BMW X3. He's in love with the car. But what is it like, churning out these blockbusters? It had to go to a BMW in this category as well as luxury SUV, because if it not for this one, you could have won it for the other one. Can you tell us what goes on inside BMW India these days? How much internal competition exists within your teams? Who wishes to answer that question?
Well, so, we are lucky and we are also working very hard to have a great portfolio spread across different segments, and that's why probably you see so many models out there, even competing in the same category. But yes, with the new X3, it's, we've really developed a very modern character, given it a new design, power, and of course, unparalleled sheer driving pleasure. So I think these are some typical BMW things that will never change, even in the modern age. Yeah, so. You want to take this one?
I can understand, different categories, but this one is the same category. You're churning out blockbusters within the same category. How do you divide teams?
How do we divide teams? We don't divide teams, we just work more efficiently.
That's a lesson for other car makers as well. Huge round of applause for BMW. Congratulations for winning the luxury SUV of the year.
Thanks.
On to the next category, which is the premium SUV of the year. Okay, for people who cannot afford BMWs and Mercedes, this is the car, this is the category, because we all want SUVs. We all want something premium about those SUVs. So again, this is one of my personal favorite categories, the consumer favorite category, the premium SUV of the year. No nominees. The winner, clear winner, the BYD Stallion 7. Huge round of applause for the team from BYD. All right, before we let you go, here you have the Indian market with legacy Indian players and every car maker worth their salt wanting to get a bigger chunk of this Indian market. And here you have BYD, the largest maker of electric vehicles. And today, you're winning the premium SUV of the year. Again, it's an iconic brand from the BYD stable, the Build Your Design stable, the Sea Lion. Tell us, what is it like bringing the Sea Lion to the Indian market?
Hello. First of all, thank you. We really appreciate TV9 for giving us this award in the premium category. I'll just go a step back. When we started our journey in 2021, we started with the MPV category, which is the E6. And later we entered into the premium SUV, which is the Auto9. That's where we looked at the portfolio, which is the white spaces of the premium and luxury space, where we thought that we have a chance to enter this category and move the TIV northwards. That is where we entered into the Sea-Lion 7. To give you a baseline about Sea-Lion 7, it is also based on the technology of the BYD blade battery, which is, I think, BYD, obviously we have the products, but more than the products, we have our technology, which is the blade battery and its ecosystem products, which is, maneuvering the whole thing into the Sea-Lion 7. To give you a subjective aspect of that, this year we touched 12,000 customers. So in less than 3.5 years, we have already covered 12,000 customers. across 47 showrooms and 40 cities. So that is where every year we are doing a dipstick survey of which category, which to launch in. And this year at the Bharat Mobility Show, we launched the BYD Sealand 7.
I know, I was there.
Yeah.
I had gone to the BYD stall as well.
Thank you very much. And we are proud to tell you that we have already crossed 2,300 customers for BYD Sealand 7. And hopefully in 2026, we will continue on this upward journey.
Congratulations and wishing you all the very best in the Indian market. Ladies and gentlemen, huge round of applause for BYD.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. I'm going to, at this stage, thank Mr. Amit Tripathi, the CRO of TV9 Network and the CEO of TV9 Bharatvarsh for staying on stage. So much, please stay on stage. I'm going to invite, please request you to please stay on stage, sir. Request you to please stay on stage. I'm going to invite the COO of TV9 Network, Mr. Vikram, to please come on stage to present the last set of awards. Vikram. Okay. Time now for another crowd favorite category, that is the Family Car of the Year. And Family Car of the Year, again, if I were to hint at who is the winner, it's another global brand that has made great strides in the Indian market, especially in the post-pandemic Indian market. This is a company, this is a brand that has done so well for itself, sold so many cars, and here it is winning the Family Car of the Year. Again, a personal favorite, if as far as this car is concerned, is a beautiful car. The Kia Carens Clavis. Huge round of applause for the team from Kia. All right, congratulations, Kia, for winning. We've heard from you, so I'm going to wish you the very best for more and more successes in the new year, more and more success in the Indian market. You have a tough competition, but congratulations on winning the Family Car of the Year. Thank you so much. Moving on, this time it's the Update of the Year for four-wheelers, for car. That's our next award category for the Update of the Year. Do we have the nominees for the Update of the Year in four-wheelers? In fact, we have the winner. The Update of the Year goes to Citroën. Citroën team, Citroën Basalt X, which won the Update of the Year. Requesting the Citroën team to please come on stage. Moving on to a very important category. It's called the Game Changer of the Year Award. Do we have the nominees for the Game Changer of the Year, or do we have the winner? The winner is Škoda Kailak. Requesting the team from Škoda again to take the stage. Promise you we won't bother you with more questions this time, because we already asked you and you told us you're going to introduce a new SUV in the Indian market. Congratulations again to Škoda. Up next, do we have the Viewer's Choice Car of the Year Award? The Viewer's Choice Car of the Year. Do we have the nominees or do we have the winner? We have a winner. The winner is Maruti Suzuki Victoris. Huge round of applause for Mr. Rahul Bharti, who's taken his time out to be with us here tonight. Congratulations. We are in the last home stretch, requesting both the gentlemen. Sumit, thank you for being patient. We have the last set of awards as well. So quickly, up next is the EV of the Year Award, and the EV of the Year Award goes to Mahindra XEV 9e. Huge round of applause for Mahindra and Mahindra. Well, the EV game in India is getting interesting, isn't it? And you weren't exactly the first mover when it comes to EVs in the country. But here you are, you won with your own EV. How does it feel?
I think feels great, and this is a dream that we have been watching for the last 3 years, ever since we showcased our first concepts back in 2022. And we started off with a blank slate and said that how do we make this category exciting, right? EVs were, very pragmatic in the way in which people used to think about EVs. And as Mahindra has done in the past, we have set new benchmarks in the category, and we wanted to take on the best in the world. And to a great extent, we have been successful, and that is seen by the sheer number of cars on the road whenever you drive. So.
And you've taken on the best of the world, both in terms of what is inside the car and what the car looks like on the outside. Both, isn't it?
It's both, not just the design, but the kind of tech and features that we have brought into the segment at the price point at which we operate, be it the triple screen setup, the the auto park assist features, 16-speaker Harman Kardon system, things which the Indian market had not seen before this, right? And that is what is really attracting people to this proposition.
Huge round of applause for Mahindra, and welcome to the EV game. Congratulations on making a smashing entry into the EV space. Okay, promise you again, last couple of awards. Time now for the Manufacturer of the Year Award for four-wheelers. The Manufacturer of the Year for four-wheelers is, no surprises, Mahindra and Mahindra. Huge round of applause for Mahindra and Mahindra, Manufacturer of the Year. We heard from you, and we can't be more happy for you. Wishing you the very best, Mahindra and Mahindra. Time now for the next Manufacturer of the Year Award. And the next Manufacturer of the Year Award is for two-wheelers. And the winner of the Manufacturer of the Year Award for two-wheelers is Honda Motorcycles and Scooters India Limited. Huge round of applause for Honda Motorcycles and Scooters India Limited.
But as a manufacturer of the year, sir, it's been a privilege, to see the way Honda has grown over the years, and especially it's the initiative that Honda has taken. Whether it's going to be a CSR, whether it's going to be road safety, and the kind of compliances that you have taken care of over the years, that set examples. And that is one of the main reasons that the jury selected Honda as the two-wheeler manufacturer of the year. Congratulations on that, and would love to know your views and the views of Honda for the market here in India.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, thank you, TV9, for honoring this Manufacturer of the Year for Honda motorcycles. And this year has been very, very special because we have started celebrating 25 years of our existence in India. So it really makes a lot of importance for us to receive this award. And this is primarily because of the collective effort of all these stakeholders, which we are working day and night tirelessly to make sure that our customers remain happy. And we are all committed to spread the wings of joys to all our customers. So we'll continue to excite with our products as well as the services to all of them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I'll request you to just stay for a second because it's a commuter bike of the year, Honda CB125 Hornet.
Thank you, Honda. Congratulations, Honda, on winning 2 back-to-back awards. Thank you, Honda. Congratulations. And finally, with that, we arrive at the last final award of the night, the Export Champion of the Year Award. Ladies and gentlemen, the Export Champion of the Year Award goes to a car maker that is, synonymous with Indian cars. Ladies and gentlemen, Maruti Suzuki. Mr. Rahul Bharti, request you to please come on stage quickly and pick up the award. Congratulations, Maruti Suzuki. And Mr. Bharti, don't go anywhere. Here is a car maker that made the first cars of so many families. And today, in 2026, you're standing here as a winner of the biggest exporter of the year. So Maruti is taking what it made here in India and taking it to the world. And that's a phenomenal achievement. Congratulations. And tell us, what can we expect from Maruti going forward from here on in terms as an exporter?
So thanks for that. As you rightly said, I think leadership is not just about winning in India, but it is about making India win in the world.
Yeah.
So out of all the cars exported out of India, about 46% are from Maruti Suzuki. And guess what? 46% is actually -4 in our -4% in our scheme of things. So we are not happy until we reach the magic figure of 50, which means one manufacturer will do more than what all other manufacturers put together. And really the great moment will be when India will take this on the global arena. That will be the great moment.
What started out as only a small car has such big dreams today. It's incredible. Huge round of applause for Maruti Suzuki and Mr. Rahul Bharti. Thank you so much. And with that, we're done, except for one very special award. And
Yes.
to talk about it, I'm going to hand it over to Sam. Sam, all yours.
Best is kept for the last. Usually, is car of the year, bike of the year that, we end the ceremony with. But today we are going to end it with a very, very special car. And for that, I will again request jury to please come on the stage because this is jury's favorite car that we are going to announce. So I'll request the jury to please come on the stage. Avigda, Honey,
Ashish, don't have to be called Ashish, just come to the stage.
because they are the one who started the awards for us, the jury, which spent at least 3-4 days understanding these cars and making it.
We've come a full circle, haven't we, with this jury?
Senior most in us. Avigda won't like to call me senior most, but this announcement is something that need to come from Avigda. Avigda, which is the jury's favorite car of the year?
Okay, firstly, it's a huge privilege to be called senior most. Okay? And, well, the jury's special car or special choice of the year is a vehicle which we thought is an extremely bold attempt. It's quirky. Opinion is a bit polarized, but we thought an extremely brave attempt by the manufacturer to present something in the ideal Indian family format. It's the Kia Ceros.
A huge round of applause for Kia Ceros.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've really reached the end of the evening. Thank you to all the winners, the nominees, and the jury